Way! Hello, viewer. Today is Sunday, May the 21st, 2023. I am Mr. Brown, and I trust you are all doing very well. On this evening's stream / podcast, we are discussing the goings on in the entertainments and on the social media. But before we begin, and it's a big but, you can find us here on the YouTube, or if you prefer your entertainment in the podcast form, we are also on Spotify. The links are in the description. So if you've not shut down for the evening, as I always say, there is lots to get through. Shall we get the guests out? You know it. Of course we should. Right. First, all the way from the land of Texas. Sorry, I'll start again. Texas Shire. It is Rainy L. Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello.
How
are
are you?
you?
I'm good. How you doing?
How you doing? I'm good. If I may, there's a rumor going around.
Yeah, what's that? I'll
You
address it.
married?
Yeah. I sure am, and I have
What?
I know. It comes as a bit of a shock, but I have the husband right
What?
here with me that can verify and validate that we are indeed married.
She's not making it up, Mr. Brown. It's good to be here this afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Tyrone?
I'm quite well now that I'm awake.
You deserve a medal, mate.
It doesn't sound too bad from just getting up from a nap, right?
It's because he's here. He's excited. He's
I am.
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I am. I'm pumped. Should be a good show.
Yes, because you've been to the gym, haven't you?
Yes, the endorphins are right up there.
Oh, get in. So, Rennie, you're good, yes?
Yeah.
And Tyrone's good as well.
Indeed.
And shall we get the next body out? Yes.
Do it.
Okay. From a VPN far, far away, it's the golden reach-around droid of choice. It is... Well, you know who it is.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Brown, sir.
Hello, how are you, Z?
I'm very good. I've had quite the afternoon. Uncle Owen fell asleep next to one of the moisture evaporators, and now his entire body looks like it's made from pepperami.
So you've your USB port has had the day off.
It has indeed, and it's quite relaxing too.
No rust in the old USB port today, huh?
Oh, none at all, and no crusty bits either. It's been quite the day.
You've not need the use of the jet wash today.
No, sir, and no lube either.
Nice.
So everything's going tickety-boo for you today then, Z, by the sounds of it?
It is for me, sir, but if Uncle Owen ever rehydrates, I think I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Butt stuff-wise.
We all are. It's good to have you on, my friend.
Thank you.
Shall we get the next body out?
Oh, let's.
Okay. He's back, folks. We can't get rid of him now. It is Dark Hour.
That's the Z is the worst one to follow up because there's just nothing you can say that could possibly top what he just did. It's like every time.
Are you well, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. I was laughing my ass off about like 8 seconds ago. So luckily, I composed myself enough for an introduction.
I was gonna say you got to figure out something that can outdo a reach around from Uncle Owen.
Yeah, let me put it this way. The person I'm always like, I really hope I don't follow up Z on this one, and it happens I think twice in a row now. So
maybe next time I'll change the running order.
Nah, it's fine. I just can't really come up with anything afterwards because I'm laughing at it. So it's
difficult, isn't it?
Well, sir, you're not the only person to come after me.
Oof.
Okay.
We were just talking
So,
about
stream
good
killer.
climaxes on the last
Oh,
stream.
pack it in. Pack it in. Stop it.
that was a fun back and forth.
It was.
Yeah.
So, Dark
what
Hour,
she
you are
said.
well. Yes, that's what
Yes,
she
I'm doing
said.
well today. Yeah, actually, originally I thought I wasn't going to be able to stream for a while, but turns out I was able to today.
Oh, good man. Should we get the next body out?
Of course.
Okay. Next. He is the purveyor of meh entertainment, according to the Lord. It's old Blue Boy himself. He's been away for a few weeks. It is the wonderful movie cynic.
Hello there.
Hello there. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you guys?
Pretty good. Better for having you on here, my friend.
Aw.
Been away for a few weeks. Have you been busy?
I've been very busy and very tired, but it's time to return to the Brown Alliance. So here I am.
Brown's meat wagon.
Mhm.
Things are on the up now, yes.
Yeah, it is, baby.
How's the channel going? You've been popping a few vids out.
Yeah, the channel's
Some
going
pretty good ones, actually.
Channel's going great. Careening towards 100K.
Oh,
Gonna get your
Dang.
your placard.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna get my plaque, and I'm gonna be that asshole that has it on camera in the background.
Oh my god.
I mean, I would too. I don't blame you on that one. That's
Just
an
subtly.
accomplishment, man.
It is just subtle. Just
Just don't go pee pee live on air.
yeah.
Don't make it subtle. Get like a neon sign, like
Yeah,
a
don't get
neon
your knob out,
arrow
for
that
God's
points
sake.
right to it.
Good call. Maybe I'll just go way over the top. Yeah.
put the silver plate in the toilet.
I'll do that and snap a photo for you.
Keep you grounded. You know, when you're
Yeah.
there on the toilet doing your ablutions, just look at the YouTube plaque.
Ablutions.
It's great to have you on, my friend. Shall we get the next body out?
Yeah.
Okay. And last but by no means least, he is the wise elder of the channel. You know the rest. He is the great mega geek himself, Ian David Diaz. Hello.
Oh, sorry. Hello. Yeah.
I was
I'm
like,
here.
oh no, speaking of going to the bathroom, maybe you took a potty
No,
break.
no, no.
It's
I was looking at my phone because something came up saying that John Wick had made $1 billion now.
Oh, the franchise.
The franchise.
Oh, nice.
As a whole,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's
yes.
crazy, right?
I
That's
think John
brilliant.
Wick 4 is out in a few days as well.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love that franchise. So there you go. Yeah, I'm well. Sorry. How's everybody? How's everyone?
In the
Good.
chat, Bishop Moore, timing.
Mm,
So, Ian, are you well? Everything good, yes?
yeah, everything's good. I'm all right. Things are moving along.
Tell everybody the story about Indiana Jones before we move on.
Oh, okay. So I've been invited to a screening tomorrow for
Oh,
Indy
nice.
5. And I can't go because I'm working. So
That's the worst
it's not
story
good.
ever.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh,
Is it a
no.
blessing, though?
Maybe. But you know what, right? You know, when you go to these things, special screening, people are there.
No.
They're there to actually help the filmmakers. But when you go to a proper screening, then you get a proper assessment of the film. So
Proper session.
no, proper assessment. Because you can feel what the audience feel if it's a packed room. So so there you go. So I'd rather have that, I guess.
Probably disbelief they'll be feeling.
Well, you know the feeling me and you had when we came out of that Bond film?
Oh, don't.
So it was, I hope it's not like that. So there you go.
Don't.
Brown's like, I got the
anyway.
feeling.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Head down, looking at the floor.
Yeah.
Not good.
What were you doing at the theater, Brown?
Watching James Bond, No Time to
Okay.
Die.
James Bond dying. That's what we were looking
Not
at.
good.
It was
Spoilers, by
ridiculous.
the way. Let me see it. But
Never
anyway.
mind.
So on 10 minutes, everybody's well. Great to have you on. I will say hello, chat. We can see you. Hello. So should we do it? Yes. Okay.
Yes, please
hello,
get Kathy off the screen.
Yes.
Ugh.
A lot of comments in the chat to get Kathy off the screen.
Ah,
Absolutely.
they love it.
Nothing like starting the stream with a stream killer.
Yeah. That lovely reverse Adam's
Franchise
apple on her
killer.
throat.
Oh, listen, she may be bad at doing Star Wars, but you know, have a little bit of respect
Primo
for a
coffee maker, huh?
senior citizen. But anyway, moving on. End of week musings. Sunday, May 21, 2023, episode 145. If you've made it this far and you're enjoying whatever this is, please like, share, and subscribe. We need clicks, baby. Clicks.
Should probably go do that.
And
Click
if
Brown's
you're
button.
feeling... You do. And if you're feeling generous, there are links around. Okay.
Very.
We're not doing much of the kind of TV reviews this week because there's not a lot on, really, is there? Unless if we're not watching programs we should be.
Mm.
Yeah.
But this is the only one I'm still watching. Superman and Lois wasn't on this week. 'Cause I think there was an episode, it was having a rest.
You didn't get your weekly dose of fugly.
Yeah.
No, we didn't, did we, Z?
No, I've been catching up on my watch list.
Fugly Superman.
That's right.
There you go.
So, Barry,
Mm.
who's up to date
Me?
with...
Me?
You can go first, Ian, this time.
Well, I mean, this did we not? I think we talked about
Spoilers,
this
by the way,
episode.
but...
We talked about this episode before, haven't we? Not?
No, this was the one that just came out a week ago because the new one for today isn't out yet.
Yeah, the one where at the ending he gets caught by the geezer, right?
Spoilers, everybody. People who haven't seen it, spoilers.
So
Yeah, and where the house gets
spoilers,
trashed.
yes,
spoilers, everybody,
yes,
spoilers.
yes. So this episode was quite intriguing. It wasn't. Again, I'm not really liking the way it's going, but it's still interesting. What can I say? As said, it made me laugh when he was trying to listen to the radio to try and get a sign from God that it was okay to kill someone. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, and plus she gave her son some gin, was it? And then he was asleep while all everything
I
was
thought it was
getting
vodka.
destroyed. Or vodka gave him something, didn't he?
Yeah, big vodka, yes.
And stuff like that. And but the thing is, though, again, it's I'm still intrigued. I really want to know how this is all going to end. It looks like they're not giving us something.
A couple more to go, I think.
Yeah, they're not going to give us something that we're going to guess at. It looks like it's
Here you go,
yeah.
Rocco the Brave. You guys liking Time Jump?
No, not really.
Not
'cause
really.
It didn't
No.
feel
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No.
when we remember when we went to Hank, and he's there with
Spoilers, everybody. Spoilers.
with Fuchs tattooed up. I thought that was
Yeah.
quite fun.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
that was
quite
quite
funny.
funny as
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
I
thought
actually do like Hank. Hank is
Hank's
pretty
funny.
likable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hank's funny. But he shouldn't have said that about I can't remember the guy's name he was in love with. He shouldn't have said
Cristobal.
that. Cristobal, yeah. Because if he hadn't
Yeah, he
said
lost
that,
his
it would
shit,
have been
didn't he?
fine. Yeah. Yeah. So
Rennie, thoughts?
Oh yeah, so we definitely have some thoughts on this end. Like I was telling you guys, I think a show based in reality and that presents itself as so grounded, but then it starts having these supernatural elements in the latest episode or latest season. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And like I was telling you guys last week, I really do feel like this season has a lot of Twin Peaks season 3 vibes. It's very, it's got a lot of very like, being haunted or being like, being watched by an unknown presence, even though I do truly believe that Sally's the one that trashed the house herself and she was just going crazy, even though it showed the guy in the black suit. But there's just a lot off on this season and it doesn't fit. So I'm just thinking, and the husband and I were talking about this and he can elaborate on a little bit. But there's a couple of different conclusions that we have in our heads that could go on with Barry. One, Barry is in a mental institution and this is all a figment of his imagination, or two, maybe he's a story writer or something. We just don't know how it's going to conclude, but it just doesn't feel like a lot of this stuff that's happening is real, especially in season 4. It just doesn't seem, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not being sold on it. I did like Janice's dad, Jim, what's his last name? Moss. I like that he caught Barry. I'm like, oh, yes.
Spoilers of it.
So, when that comes to fruition in this next episode, that's the one thing that I'm really looking forward to this season is just watching Jim tear Barry to pieces. But so I'm curious as to far as that part goes. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. There's only 2 episodes left, including the one coming out tonight. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting. Isn't it?
It will be. I don't know where it's going to go. I hope I'm not going to be disappointed. I feel like the shark has been jumped a little bit, but
agreed.
We shall see. Here you go, folks. Sorry, chat moved up. Bank of Hostman for $5. Thank you, sir. Haven't seen Barry. Started watching From, a mystery horror series on MGM Plus and Amazon Prime. It's helmed by Harold Perrineau. Perrineau? Perno? I think we need something to watch, don't we, folks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can make some recommendations on that, sir. I've been watching Hello Tomorrow on Apple TV, which is set in the 1950s, but they have hover cars and robots.
Cool.
What?
So it's a retro US feel to it. It's very good. It's effectively about a Ponzi scheme selling land on the moon. I found it thoroughly enjoyable. 10 episodes, well worth a watch. I've also just started Mrs. Davis, which is about a nun versus an artificial intelligence.
What?
Is that on Apple as well?
God.
No, that is on Peacock.
Peacock.
And it's just as crazy as it sounds. The first episode has an exploding horse.
Oh, great.
What?
So,
It wasn't that horse that died on Rings of Power, was it?
no, definitely not. This one has an explosive vest attached to it. So Hello Tomorrow from Apple and Mrs. Davis from Peacock are 2 I can thoroughly recommend while everything else is on hiatus.
I was watching this show today on Netflix.
JP, Succession.
Hey, what?
Sorry. Oh, yeah, the hubby
I've
watches
heard
that.
Succession is fantastic.
Okay.
Sorry, Ian, continue.
I was watching a series. I know what country it's from. It's called Mute. And basically it's about this guy that's killed his family, chucked them off the balcony, and then years later gets released from jail. But this company has put all the cameras in his apartment the house, because he owns the house when he comes out of jail, and they want to know why he did it, because it's a mystery, and he hasn't spoken to anyone since he's done it. So it's helmed by a psychiatrist, so they see every move that he makes. It's quite intriguing, but I've only seen 1 episode so far, so I don't know where it's going, but it's interesting. I don't know what language it is, though. That's the thing, and so it's called Mute. I don't know what country.
I know I'm quite old.
It's Spanish.
Indeed.
Sorry, it's Spanish.
When you said mute, I thought, is it about a deaf person?
No, it's not. Well, basically, he stopped talking when he killed his parents. Didn't kill his sister for some reason.
Oh, right.
So they're trying to find out. So they've, as I said, they've put all cameras on in his room and stuff like that.
Right.
And I don't even know if these people that are monitoring him. I don't know whether part of the police or some organization. I don't know, but they're desperate to know why he did it. And he's not speaking because he comes out of jail and he doesn't say a word.
Hence mute. Okay.
Yeah, hence mute. Yeah.
Okay. This one's for you, Rennie. Matt G's here.
Hey, Matt. Always bringing the bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see you, Matt.
Okay, so
would you like to hear? Well, would you like to hear what the hubby has to say about Barry?
Yes.
Well, I only
on.
started watching this show because you guys recommended it, but I've not been impressed with it at all. Yeah, but if you want to move on, we can move on.
Well, no, you had some really good things to say after we watched the last episode.
I would just say to Jay, yes, as soon as I opened my mouth and said it, I realized that I was wrong. So
Yeah.
I am a twat, and I admit it. So thank you very much. Go on, Tyrone. Barry.
Yeah. Okay. So, like Rennie was saying, we're still at a loss to understand why this show is actually happening. We can't actually see how the ending is going to come about. My only satisfaction, I think, will be if Barry ends up dead violently. I think that would be good. But I can't make sense of it. To me, it kind of feels like it might be. I think I described it as a first year arts and film student's idea at trying to make a surrealist piece for the screen, and it's just not working. Like, there are so many elements of it that are so unrealistic, and it's patched together in ways that are almost symptomatic of mental illness. And it's hard to follow. It's hard to agree with logically. It's hard to make sense of. It's been talked about as being a dark comedy. It's not that dark, and it's not that funny. If it wasn't for Mr. Cousineau and for Hank, I wouldn't be watching the show at all. They're like, Hank's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love Hank.
Yeah, it's just like, at first I was like, oh, come on, man, this guy's a bit much. But like, every episode he makes me laugh, and it's the same with Mr. Cousineau as well. There is some good acting in there. I'll give it that. But I just cannot make sense of how we get to the point where we're seeing this isolation sort of in the middle of the desert again. There's been scenes of isolation in deserts and in other places that just I'm trying to draw links where I don't think there are any, and I just kind of feel like it's a really bad homage to decoupage and collage, as the surrealists would say.
Other than
That's my
that, you're
view.
loving it.
I'm not. I just I can't
He
even.
was being.
I always say that.
I can't even enjoy the popcorn when I'm watching it.
Something's, yeah, something's going on that's maybe we'll find out.
Yeah,
anyway,
I'm hoping
okay.
so.
Like
Okay.
maybe we're getting closer and closer to like Barry's like insanity or whatever,
Yeah,
or
possibly.
something, and then you
Okay.
notice. Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
I
don't know.
feel now we are now getting bogged down. in
Okay,
Barry,
it's
Yeah.
time to
so shall we move
bug
on?
up.
Let's move on, folks. Let's move on. As I said, we're lacking with what we're watching, so
Oh, geez.
hey, we're coming
Alright.
in hot, folks. The movie
I got there
cynic
fast.
No lube.
presents at the movie cynic. So, young cynic,
I hadn't watched anything recently, so I just dug into the old treasure chest of awesomeness. The movie I'm going to recommend is it came out in 2002, and it's called Punch Drunk Love.
is it that one?
That is the one. It is. I don't know. A lot of people might have seen it, but it didn't do terribly well at the box office when it came out. But it's directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who's my favorite director. He directed
Okay.
Boogie Nights, Magnolia, There Will Be Blood.
Brilliant film, that.
Yep, Licorice Pizza, which came out a year or two ago. I haven't even seen that yet, honestly. But this stars Adam Sandler, and he has put in it's a romantic comedy, and
Serious acting.
it kind of, I don't know, it hits on all fronts. The cinematography is absolutely stunning. The music is by a composer named John Bryan, and it's really quirky and weird, and the way he sets moods is incredible. It's really outside the box thinking when it comes to music. And so Paul Thomas Anderson wrote this specifically for Adam Sandler. Paul Thomas Anderson was writing for Saturday Night Live for a little while to get a feel on how to write comedy. And it's really like an underrated, like low-key style of comedy. There are still some belly laughs, though. If anyone's ever watched any of my videos, I use a clip from this movie constantly. And it's the one where Philip Seymour Hoffman is just screaming the F word over and over again and telling people to shut up. But it's a really fantastic movie, and it wouldn't take up much of your time to watch. It's about an hour and 20 minutes long.
The chat are loving it, by the way.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. It's definitely one of his best. It's one of my favorite movies ever. And it's a simple story. It's about a guy named Barry Egan, who Adam Sandler plays, and he runs his own business, and he sells plungers. He he makes really fancy plungers.
What?
But he's kind of like a man child, as Adam Sandler typically plays. But it's he comes across the woman and just absolutely falls head over heels. But of course, hijinks ensues, and yeah, it's a highly recommended film. It's a really breezy movie, but there's some depth to it too, which is what you take from a Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
All the chat is saying Sandler acting properly for once.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I actually thought when it came out that he was going to get nominated for an Academy Award for this one.
Wow.
It was really good. It has a hilarious subplot that has to do with getting flight miles and pudding. That is funny. It's absolutely ridiculous. So if the chat, I'm glad the chat loves it, but
Yeah,
if
they
you
love it,
haven't
yeah.
seen it, yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't seen this film.
Anyone on the panel seen this? I'd never heard of it.
I avoid Adam Sandler like the plague.
This
Yeah,
is the
same
one.
here. Same here. I can't
I
stand him.
totally understand. But
Can't
if there
stand
was
him.
one movie where you wouldn't want to avoid it, it would be this one.
I think it's one of the few Adam Sandler movies I have not seen. Like, I love The Wedding Singer and Billy Madison and all that stuff, but I have not seen this one.
I will say that if Paul Thomas Anderson is involved, he's like such a good director. He will
is,
rein in
yeah.
anybody's like tendencies. That's
Yes,
what
and that's completely true for this movie. He wrote it for Adam Sandler. So, think of Paul Thomas Anderson guiding Sandler into a dramatically funny performance. He just nails it.
I'm gonna have to like check out the director's commentary too, because P.T. Anderson has like the most legendary director's commentaries of all time. Like he just goes off on these like 2-hour rants that have nothing to do with the movie half the time.
That's amazing. I don't think I've ever listened to it.
Check out
if he did do one. Yeah.
In my opinion, his what is it? Boogie Nights commentary. You don't even have to watch the movie. Just listen to the commentary. It's one of the greatest things you'll ever listen to.
Here you go, folks. Side of feats. Sandler can act, so I don't know why he makes his dross comedies.
Because it makes him a lot of money.
I don't think he's funny though.
I used to when I was like a child.
Yeah, he hasn't had like a truly funny movie in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, like, Happy
like,
Gilmore is one of my favorite comedies too, though.
I would say like the last one that I thought was like sort of funny was probably like Little Nicky, and that was so long ago at this point.
That was 1999. That movie.
See, that's one of the few ones I actually didn't like.
Yeah, I did not like Little Nicky very much. Happy Gilmore,
yes,
classic comedy.
Here you go, folks. Bank of Ostman. Adam Sandler is not funny at all. Yep.
I always say this, that had Chris Farley not died at such a young age, he probably would have ended up in that like Adam Sandler kind of zone too, where his shtick would have ran thin eventually.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
And this was Punch Drunk Love came out pretty much like right around the time people were kind of getting fed up with Adam Sandler, so that's probably why it didn't do that well.
I think I remember it opened in like a minimal amount of theaters. It was made for a minimal amount of money. It had no push at all. So I think it, like, all in all, it made something like 40 million in the States, which is actually pretty good for 2002. That would be like 100 million today.
Good, yeah.
So people would actually be like, "Oh, it was a huge hit."
Here you go, Iceman. No one messes with Zohan was good.
Adam Sandler's got a great deal.
That was not
with,
that great.
You don't mess with the Zohan.
Adam Sandler's got a deal with Netflix, and he's doing incredibly well money-wise, so he doesn't get shit.
They signed him to like, it was like an 8-film deal or something like that. He's on like film 5 or something.
For like $500 million or something insane amount of money. Yeah,
it's just finished. What is it? That one with Jennifer Aniston. There's the sequel they've just finished to the other one. I can't Mystery something. It was the first one. So yeah, they made it.
I haven't watched a single one of his Netflix movies. Not one.
I recently saw like it was like that meme where it's like Adam Sandler in every movie. It's like a real troll looking picture, and it's like, and the woman that's in love with him, and it's like a drop dead gorgeous model. Every single movie.
Gosh. Every time.
Every single one.
Here you go, folks. Sorry, chat moved up. Princess Fiona, Happy Billy, and Waterboy were legit up funny.
I agree with that. Yeah. Billy
those
Madison is
those
also
are like
a comedy
the
classic.
That's like the trifecta, like for Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that
I don't
was
know.
like between 95 and 98. Just like boom, boom, boom. Hit,
I also
hit,
really
hit.
like The Wedding Singer. That's
Yeah,
a
so
really
do
cute
I.
movie.
Wedding,
Yeah.
Wedding Singer's good. Big Daddy was pretty good too.
I don't know about you guys, but I like Mr. Deeds. I thought that was
I did
funny.
not like
I
Mr.
liked
Deeds.
it.
I
I
didn't
thought it was
see
quite
it.
funny. Yeah, I thought it was quite funny.
In the chat, Matt G being incredibly generous this evening.
Bacon,
More
bacon.
bacon.
Dropping that
Lots of
bacon.
bacon.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I feel like
Double
some bacon
portions,
right now.
folks. Double
Oof.
helpings.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so Punch Drunk Love, as recommended by old Blue Boy himself, the movie Cynic, appears to be a very good film. Should we move on?
Let's move
Do it.
on.
Go back. Go back. Go back.
Oh.
No,
This-
Well, at least
they
you can't
smoothed
see
her
the-
neck out for
You can't see the
movie
reverse
Cynic.
Adam's apple.
They
This-
painted it out. They did.
Yay.
Well, if you look at the article, this was on the on my Twitter feed yesterday, and somebody kind of said on the tweet, "Look how far she's come," or "Where did it all go wrong?" Or this is from The Force Awakens, the same time as The Force Awakens, before it all
okay.
went tits up. So everybody was singing her praises, and I think the tweet said it didn't end well. So I just thought I'd put this in. This would be, when was Force Awakens?
2015.
2015, was it?
Yeah.
That's why she looks young there.
Yeah. So this
Well,
was
let's not
before
say
it all
young.
went tits up.
What's the date on the cover? Is it not visible?
Probably, but I'm blind.
Yeah,
Looks
there
like
you go.
2014.
2014.
Ah,
Oh,
that
wow.
makes sense.
Mm.
Because I can't see it. It's too small.
9 years ago, folks.
I'm gonna
It's been a cruel 9 years, hasn't it?
She's lost a lot of sleep. Good. That's what I think.
The years have not been kind to Kathy.
Here you go,
Not
folks.
been kind to Star Wars either.
Bishop Moore, yes, in the bin.
Get in the bin.
Gross, bro.
Mm,
Has she had
Kathy.
any successful hits?
Depends what you mean by successful. If you mean
it's
by
not-
how much
yeah.
money the films are making that she's involved with, yeah, you would class them as hits, I guess.
I was going to say that she's technically had successful hits.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but
Here you go, Appion. Hello, Appion. Good to have you back, mate. From getting coffee for George Lucas to this.
Yeah, her name is attached to like several good movies. Whether or not she had much to do with it, that's the question.
She was co-producer. Look, before all this shit happened, she was a really good co-producer.
Yep.
She did things. She saved Jurassic Park. She saved the actors in Jurassic Park. You know, when the tornado was coming in, they couldn't get off the island, and she got them a plane for some reason. I don't know how she got it, but she did.
She just Karen
so-
her way into.
Epstein.
But the thing is, like, she
Gave good
co-produced
head.
E.T. She's co-produced a lot of big movies. So, but the thing is that she's not good at the artistic side at all.
You
So-
go, Matt G, coffee.
Her name, so like one of my guilty pleasure movies is Arachnophobia, and like I rewatched that a while back, and her name is like boom, like front and center on that one. She apparently was very like that was one of the first movies that she was like really involved with. So like I don't know,
She probably-
I'm not saying it's a great movie, but it's
But people aren't going to remember her for those movies.
Mhm.
They're going to remember her for the ones in
she-
recent history.
yeah. But
know.
unfortunately, Z, those were still technically successes, which makes me sick to even say.
Yeah,
But
at the box
yeah.
office, but
Yeah.
they're also supposed to be merchandising vehicles.
Yeah, which
The
definitely were.
merchandising on the sequel trilogy was extensive, but a lot of it ended up in the bargain bin. You can
they
still
literally
get
created characters that were specifically for toys.
Can you
that
still
just did
get roast
nothing.
Ticos?
Roast Ticos at B&M.
There you go, Brown.
Like Captain
Plenty of
Phasma was
roast Tico
literally
for you.
just designed to just be an action figure. Like she doesn't do anything in the movies. She just had cool armor. That was anybody who collected action figures for like an extended period of time can see a character that was designed specifically for it, and that's what that was.
Okay, folks, R2B2, Indy 5 will be her swan song.
I just
Well, isn't
don't
there
know
like
if I
some
believe it. Sorry, Dark Hour.
I was gonna say, isn't there something like it has to make a certain amount of money or she's gone? I remember someone saying that.
Well, if
Yeah,
it's
it
a
was
certain person with a
Doomcock.
mask, don't
Doomcock every
believe
week.
it.
Yeah.
Doomcock has spread lots of rumors, so just take it with a grain of salt, like he says, and
I
just
think
take it as a
I
rumor.
think he's probably right on this, though.
Well,
It's
I
got to
mean, yeah, you
make
spew
about eight.
enough
It's got to
rumors, you'll
make
eventually be
850 to
right.
900. It's got to make 850 to 900 to break even. Apparently,
She's look, whatever you think of her, she's linked with really famous movies, and she was good at what she did. But then when they put her in a position of
charge.
power,
Yes,
you know,
that's it.
suddenly she's like, you know, women are this, you know, women should be in the front, and that's what spoilt the whole thing for her. And I've no doubt when it comes to history, when it comes to talking about in history, she'll be the one that everyone says she destroyed Star Wars, and that's not a good way to go. So good luck to her. That's all I can say.
I think there'll be a book written about her at some point.
It's a great line in the chat. Doomcock has reliably predicted 15 of the last 3 firings.
I couldn't possibly comment.
So, but it's really I feel like with Kathleen, it's really just Peter principle. She was good at certain things, and she just worked her way up, you know. And it's eventually you get to a point
Failed
where,
upwards.
yeah. Well, I'm not even sure if
It's
it
the
was
Hollywood
failed
way.
upwards. She probably did as she went along. She probably had successful things that she was good at. It was just that eventually you get to a point where you're above your competency level, and in this instance, it was for the most like scrutinized of all franchises in the world, unfortunately.
No, I agree with what you're saying, Dark Hour. I think there are some people that are meant to be management and some people that are not. And she is definitely not a leader. She's not good at it. She's meant to be led, not to lead. So, yeah, she did fine when she was taking orders.
Perhaps if they'd have stuck to George's plan or his kind of notes of the
His
trilogy.
outline.
Yeah.
I know. I think she is a good leader. Producers are good leaders. The only problem is she's not good at the artistic side. You think I've met loads of producers in my time, and the one thing they suffer from is they think they're good at the artistic side, and no one can say that. Look, you haven't got an artistic bone in your body. That's what I'd like to say to some of the producers I've worked with, but you just can't say it. And no one has said this to her. Only the fans. Well, if the fans get close to her, only the fans will say that to her. But you know, she's you know, she's literally destroyed Star Wars because she's had a hand in the way everything goes. So that's all I'm saying, really.
3 of the biggest IPs have been destroyed, in my opinion. Star Trek, Star Wars,
Marvel.
4, Marvel, and James Bond.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Marvel's a little weird because it's a collection of multiple IPs, so it's like
playing the same record throughout them all, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Marvel was great before it became the MCU. Like when they started off with Iron Man and Iron Man 2, they were great.
I mean, there was still great movies when they officially went MCU with it. I mean, some of the best ones were even at that point.
Yeah,
but eventually
one was the Avengers, and that was a really good movie.
Yeah, that's true.
But eventually, it just becomes this like rolling ball that can't stop, and that's what ended up happening.
Well, there's more to come. That's all I can say. Hollywood's not going to stop soon.
Going back to the Marvel stuff, as I said last week, they hurt. I don't think it was the quality of what the stuff they were spewing out. I think they genuinely hurt the fans, and the fans have had enough of the Marvel stuff. Yeah.
Well,
even if the films were crap, possibly they could have got away with it. But I just think it's the complete package. I just don't
care anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it's you
Okay.
when you with something like that. So you build on, and it's not just Marvel. It's with pretty much any
Yeah.
franchise. You build off of the hardcore fans. You start to deviate from the hardcore fans. The hardcore fans leave, leaving you with just the casuals, and then the casuals are only there as long as the quality is. Once the quality dips, they're gone. So
Yeah, they're just looking for the effects and the action and not the actual storyline. Agreed.
Well,
Mm,
good luck to
thank
her.
you, KK. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
Moving
for
on.
nothing.
What's this?
Okay, so it's been a bad week for Disney this week. Is it? Yeah, it says there 30 original titles are being removed
they have 30 original titles.
from Disney and Hulu due to cost-cutting reasons. Willow is one of them.
Oh,
And one of them
shucks.
involves Kat Dennings, which that's just a shame. There's less Kat Dennings on my screen.
Of course
What's
you would
she
say
in?
that.
What's she in though?
Your search history says otherwise, bro.
What is?
No,
what is she in?
I was being legitimate. I wasn't. That wasn't
She was
sarcasm.
in
I know
WandaVision.
what she
There's
was
that
in, but
annoying-
is there a show that she was helming that they've cut?
Yes, I think it's this one. Rocco the
Dollface.
Brave.
I haven't even heard
Dollface.
of that one.
Nor have I. What's that about?
Mm-mm.
Faces on dolls.
Like,
Maybe.
I hate to say it, but isn't Kat Dennings mainly known for her rack?
Yes, that's why I
100%.
was upset.
So, not her acting talents. Just saying. I don't really know much of anything that she's in because I'm like, she can't act
She's
herself
nice
out
to
of
look
anything.
at.
Yeah, she pretty
what
much just plays the same character that she did in 40-Year-Old Virgin and everything.
She's
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
to look at, but it's just when she opens her mouth.
There was one show that she was in. It was like a few years back where she was like a waitress and it had this blonde chick with her.
Two
And
Broke
I just,
Girls.
yes, and I couldn't get into it because the acting was just awful. I'm like, okay, this is not funny for one, and for two, it's like I'm just taken out because the acting is just, yeah, I can't.
She was in Thor as well, wasn't she? Thor
Yes.
and,
Yes.
She's
The
she's the one who
nerdy
can't pronounce
computer
Mjolnir.
person, yeah.
Yeah.
Why have the titles been taken off? Why does it cost them to? Is it just server space or?
Yeah,
I think it's also just embarrassing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think it's like, yeah, views. They're like, okay, this isn't getting any views. Chuck it in the trash.
So just okay.
Get
And
in
the
the
bin
bin.
is okay.
Yeah, put reruns of DuckTales on instead.
I'd watch
Yeah.
Here you go,
that.
folks. Princess Fiona for $2. The Willow writer was being a whiny bitch on the Twitter. Yes.
Oh, poor baby.
Upset that it got canned.
I'm just shocked. Like I'm shocked that they're just not only did they give up on Willow so quick. I know it was terrible, but they gave up on the IP that quickly, and they're just trying to
good,
just
though.
get rid of it as fast as they possibly can.
Here you go. Yes, here you go. Thank you, Princess Fiona. They have to pay residuals. That's why, not the server space.
Well, Willow,
Yowza.
the film wasn't was mediocre at best. Why would you want to make a TV show of it? That was my question.
It was KK produced, remember, purely just to destroy what was left of George.
That's what I was thinking. It's
think
like,
it was
oh, we'll just
also-
use George Lucas again and throw
that's what
his
it
name
was.
in the trash. Yeah.
Oh,
think
so
it
they're
was
going to
also
do a
just they
Howard the
had-
Duck film then?
Might as well, right?
No, that was all. Do you know that was already trashed? But it'd be funny if, ironically,
Yeah.
the Howard the Duck sequel was a masterpiece that she produced. The irony would just be delicious. But there
I
you go.
think they should do a sequel, sink hundreds of millions of dollars into it. I dare you, Disney. I double dare you.
And then it makes $2 billion at the. Oh, it'd be
Oh my
amazing.
god.
I mean, they have shown Howard the Duck multiple times in.
Yeah, he's
the
been in all
past
yeah.
three Guardians movies.
Yes, he has. Yes, yeah. Looks very different from the George Lucas version, but hey, such is life.
Oh, sorry, chat moved up. Here you go. R2B2. What did George do to her?
To who?
KK.
What,
George-
for her to systematically destroy all of his greatest works?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he was too nice to her. Maybe she's one of those people. If you're too kind, they get narcissistic and they think they're above everything and can do no wrong.
No, I don't know. I think it's a combination between when Harvey Weinstein got arrested and the big
What?
Careful now, Ian.
how it all
Careful.
started.
What?
How it all started. It's got started with that, and then it
The
led
big
on
Me Too
to,
era.
yes, I'm saying the Me
Yeah.
Too era, and then it infiltrated
JJ's wife, by the way.
into Hollywood, and then that kind of thing filtered into everything. So I don't know.
I reckon
think
you've
that's
hit
how
the
it
nail on
started.
the head there, because that's where we started to see all the agenda being put, like, basically forced into the films then. And it was just like, let's take the power back, but like without any balance. It wasn't
Yeah.
about it. It wasn't about shifting balance to power. It was take all the power.
Thanks, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, cheers, Harvey, dickhead.
Careful.
Harvey.
I thought that word was okay.
Probably.
It is.
But anyway, okay. Shall we proceed? Yes.
Yes.
Do it.
It's been a great week for KK, everybody.
Yeah, but they're trying to sell it as success, aren't they? Even though it's going down
Shoot.
in flames.
Let the
They're trying
captain go
to-
down with the ship,
Yeah, it's
man.
really weird, isn't it? Again, I use that analogy in Jungle Book when King Louis trying to hold up his kingdom, and it pulls out, and all he's holding is a few bricks in his hand, and the whole place is falling down. This is what Disney's doing now. They're trying to make out that nothing bad is happening, nothing to see here. Move along, move along.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Just in case you're listening to this on the podcast, Disney World's costly Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser to close in late September because they can't get anybody to go to. Is it $6,000 for 2 days?
It's ridiculous the amount that they charge. It's I don't know what it is, and I refuse to find out at this point.
Yes.
I don't have that kind of money to spend on a crappy cruise. I mean, just saying.
Yeah.
Anything, their parks, anything if Disney's name is on it is just too expensive.
I think it probably could be quite a good 2-3 day vacation if the prices were within reason, not pricing themselves out the market straight away. It's just
Well, if they'd
crazy.
actually based it on the original trilogy rather than the sequel trilogy, it would have had a lot more engagement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agree.
Same with Galaxy's Edge, as they based that on the sequel trilogy, and that went down the
Right.
pan too.
Because everybody wanted to see C-3PO, R2-D2, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and what did they get? They got
Bad
bloody Ray.
cosplay. Yeah, bad cosplay, yeah. Here go, folks. R2B2, $6,000 for a family of 4, and it's what? And it's not inclusive.
So you're paying for your meals and stuff?
What?
Oh,
And
that's
so you're probably-
ridiculous.
So you have to pay for the flights and everything else and yada yada.
Because most cruises are all inclusive unless
unbelievable.
you're having alcohol, but yeah.
Yeah, that's an added package deal usually.
Hashtag R2Me2. They were treating guests to such amazing things like bingo, line dancing, and terrible Rey Kylo Ren cosplay fight on a balcony. Yep.
Oh,
So
man,
then it
and their
was then it was
family?
actually just a Rey and Kylo cosplay fight. It wasn't terrible,
Yeah.
it was just accurate.
And they did try to convince everybody that that was the ship that Han and Leia had their honeymoon on, which absolutely nobody believed.
Oh,
Wasn't
got
that a couple that
divorced.
got a divorce eventually? Would you really want to be on that
Bad
cruise?
dad,
Oh,
bad
good point, good
husband.
point.
Yeah. The Disney way.
Take this cruise
So-
and you could be a deadbeat dad too. Sorry.
I don't think nobody will be going on the panel, no.
Nope.
I had so many
that's
better
a
things
no.
I could do with $6,000.
Movie Cynic, what would you do with $6,000?
Well, I don't know. Not go to this
Well,
piece of shit.
I know.
was gonna say,
I
aren't
know
you-
what Movie Cynic would do with $6,000.
Aren't you going to
Prostitution.
Europe
Leave her,
soon?
go and find Zach and kill him.
Oh my god.
Get a new Nick for.
Well, I mean, at that point, you might as well just pay somebody to do it rather than spend
Yeah,
the money.
exactly.
trying
That's
to
true.
do
I
it
just
yourself.
sit here and play Zelda. and have that
Rennie,
done
what
for
would you
me.
do with 6K?
I would probably go visit my in-laws in Australia or go to Europe. and have some
What, see
actual
us?
fun.
Oh, bless you.
I would. I bring the
Bless
husband
your
though,
heart.
so you'd have to put up with him. But
Chats,
Yes.
what would you do with
She is married, by the
chats?
way.
Chats,
Yes.
what would you do with 6K? Z, what would you do with 6K?
I'd hire another protocol droid for the entire month to take my place with Uncle Owen.
Tired of getting pounded, huh?
Oh, yes.
Dark.
Yeah, let me guess. I'm
6K.
following up Z on this one. So, honestly, the first thing I thought of, I was like, I would build like a really awesome supercomputer with it. Like,
Oh, I thought you were going to say sex doll. Thank goodness.
no. Well, it might have that function, but I would probably build like a really
USB
awesome
ports.
PC.
You're going to need more
Um,
money than 6,000 quid, mate. Tell you that.
There you go.
Yeah,
Uninspired.
you could build a real. I mean, my current PC was been upgraded a few times, about $2,000 back in a while ago, and it's still kicking pretty well. So 6,000 would get you pretty far if you build it yourself.
Uninspired reviewer, 6K, buy a bat suit at Movie Cynic. I will say, uninspired, congratulations on getting 1K subscribers. Well done.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, man.
Boom, boom.
Here you go, not Brian. Cynic would buy a life-size Bobby Patterson Batman.
Ooh, your own Robert Pattinson Batman toy, Movie Cynic.
I'd be happy with that.
Here you go, folks. Princess Fiona for $5. Thank you, Princess Fiona. The Willow writer actually said they could have used the Star Cruiser billion to pay us writers. Can you believe that shit?
Yeah, I
The
know.
arrogance.
Yeah, it's they're all up in arms, aren't they? I saw Terry Metalis with a placard in his hand, together with loads of actors and stuff. So yeah, it's all kicking down there, isn't it? The writers.
Here you go. Bank of Hostman
Yeah.
for $5.
Everyone knows.
This is money well spent, Hostman. I appreciate this. Blue
Hell
Boy will use 6K to buy a life-sized emo sex doll.
Everyone knows me so well by this point.
Well,
did you dye your hair blue again yet, or no?
No, not yet. The last time I dyed it blue, the person, well, I'll never go back to them. They burned the shit out of my head.
Ooh,
Like,
scary.
I lost chunks of hair in the back.
Oh, that's horrible.
And it's like just now growing back.
Bleach,
So I'm
not
like,
good for your head, mate.
I have I'm a little gun shy about doing it again. So
Well, £6,000 you can buy a bloody a wig or something. Yeah.
Here you go, Bijou. I'd do this 6K. I'd really get messed up. I'd go to Mexico.
Would you get some
Oh,
hair on your
God,
head?
no. You have
I'd
to stay on the beaten path, Brown, because you could get kidnapped by the cartel. And I will tell you, if you ever get locked in a Mexican prison, it's damn near impossible to get out. So be careful with that.
I wouldn't make it out alive, if you know what I mean, for 6K.
Yeah.
We keep
you go,
flipping
Iceman.
between dollars and pounds, by the way.
Oh yeah,
They're
£6,000 is a
now at
lot
this
more
point.
than $6,000, man.
No, it's not. Not in
It's
this
actually
current.
not that
now.
much more.
Not in this current. Yeah.
6K is enough for 3 trips to the supermarket here in Germany. God
Oh, God.
bless inflation.
insanely, the
Oh,
US
look at
dollar
this.
is worth more right now.
Yeah,
Really?
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you
That's
go.
the first
Look
time
at-
in a long time.
Here you go, folks. Look at this. I think he got the 1K about less than a week ago. Look at it. Uninspired reviewer hit 1.3 this afternoon. Wow.
Damn.
Man.
good.
Congrats, man.
That's
I will
good.
say, everybody check out his channel. It's
Congrats.
really, really good.
Yep.
Okay. I don't think
Brown,
I've
what
missed-
would you do with the 6,000 aside from going to Mexico and getting locked up?
Pay for some women and some pharmaceuticals.
Two chicks at the same time, man.
Just be upfront about the veganism and you'll be fine.
Right. Moving swiftly on.
What's next?
Here you go. Smilex. I'd get a week's shopping at M&S. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, let's move on. Kind of move on.
Kind of.
What's this?
John Bickerstaff, whoever John Bickerstaff is. Hello, John. This reportedly cost $1 to build, think about the writers who could have paid fairly with that. That's not the guy who was the writer for Willow, was it?
Don't know.
I mean, I'll look
Disney
it up.
Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser shutting down.
Mm.
So there you go.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, he was the writer on Willow.
Oh, there you go, Fiona. Great minds think alike.
Move along.
Ah,
Even if
Seriously.
they used that money for writers, it wouldn't have increased the quality of Willow in any
Exactly.
way, would it?
Yeah, I thought we
Probably
pay
not.
people based on like their actual skill sets and what they
Not
produce.
anymore.
Like, why
Not
would
really.
I want to pay these writers anything right
it's who
now?
you know.
He's
That's a good-
written Willow and some episodes of Westworld, and other than
You
that,
Oh,
just-
yuck.
yeah,
You
I've
just
never
don't
heard of anything else.
understand movie cynic. You just don't understand.
I just
that.
don't get it. It's too
You just
deep.
don't get it.
It's way too deep for a shallow mind like mine.
How dare you? How dare
Oh
you?
my
No,
god!
sorry, that he was just an assistant producer on Westworld. He's only written Willow and two things I've never heard of. So
Here you go. Adam Gray, Galactic Shithole, and the drinks aren't included, by the way.
Nice.
It's just.
Looks like a casino or something. What is it? What are
It's
they
just-
just around there?
It's
Maybe it's
just,
supposed to look like that casino in The Last Jedi,
Canto
which is
Bite.
well, yeah.
I mean,
Move along.
I wish that I would like to think that hopefully they're at least doing like the Star Wars gambling games and stuff, like the actual stuff that they had. But they have to teach everybody how to play those. Unfortunately,
I've been to Vegas a few times, and for me, Vegas is a lot of it is very, very tacky, but it's done very, very well. If you know what I mean, for the tourists.
No one knows.
I mean, I don't
This
recommend
wouldn't be seen
gambling.
dead
I-
in Vegas. This is
I
how
used to
bad
go all
this
the
shite
time.
is.
Do not recommend
Yeah,
gambling in
it's
Vegas.
Shite. It's
Shite,
just
shite, shite, shite.
tacky crap. But anyway, shall we engage hyperdrive and move on?
Yes, please.
Move along. Oh, God.
sort of.
Yes.
Okay,
He's
Freaking
obsessed,
Brown.
everybody.
we
Brown
kind of
loves
did all
KK.
the. We kind of did all the Indiana Jones stuff yesterday.
Mm.
So this is the Star Wars stuff.
Frank Marshall.
That's her husband, isn't it?
Yeah, I like Frank Marshall. He's a good producer, a very good producer. In fact, he comes from the Spielberg camp. He started off as a runner and then gradually moved his way up and stuff and became a producer. Unfortunately, he's married to KK.
I was going to say,
So-
unfortunately, he has bad taste in women. But yeah,
Kathleen Kennedy teases future Star Wars projects will adapt High Republic stories. Touts
Oh.
companies' ability to transparently communicate their storytelling.
The thing is, though,
What?
nobody's going to be interested in that. We weren't interested in the prequel when they went into that rubbish. And anyway, they don't know what they're doing. They're gonna grind it so there's nothing left of Star Wars. That's what they're gonna do.
And nobody's reading the High Republic stories and comics.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they're like on the verge of being canceled.
yeah. So why is she so committed into adapting this garbage?
Because
I
she
think
has
she
no
wants to
clue.
prove.
Self-insert.
Yeah. She wants
has no
to
clue.
prove. Sorry, Ian.
Sorry, no, go ahead. Go on.
She just wants to prove, like, she has to do something that she feels like the audience will feel is successful or is good. So I think she has something to prove. That's just me, but
She doesn't know, right? So she's groping in the dark.
What?
That's what she's doing. She doesn't know what to do
With any
with
luck.
Star Wars. That's what she's doing. So she's basically groping in the dark, trying to find something that would be connected to Star Wars that would be a success. She has no clue how to move forward with Star Wars. It's obvious. It's obvious since she made the first one. So and she's carrying on, and they are allowing her to carry on. It's crazy.
Here you go, folks. The Lord in the chat. Hello, Lord. Oh,
Hey, Platoon.
typical. I did enjoy the stream earlier, Lord. Tell Oscar it was fun.
Aw.
Typical. The week I can't come on is the week the Galactic Star Cruiser closes.
Mm.
Timing.
Poor guy.
There you go, Appion. We know where's the pants in that relationship.
KK's wearing a dress.
But it's
Um,
funny that I mean they
Soy
both
boy
grope in the
beta
dark.
cook.
Yeah. Sorry, what you say? Sorry, say that again.
It's funny that they both have to grope in the dark, though. I mean, that's the only way he'd be able to do it, surely.
Oh, you're getting personal. That's awful.
Oh,
You're
come
getting
on.
personal
It's
now
the
on
whole
1
age
hour.
thing again,
On 1
isn't it?
hour.
That you get sensitive about. That's all.
So the thing about this High Republic thing, just to go back to it real quick, I feel like it's the
Professional
same.
folks. Well done, Dark Hour.
Sorry, I'm not a professional at all. I'm very amateur. But
You are on this channel, pal.
but what I was going to say was I do feel like it's the same thing that's going on with the MCU, where they're using a lot of the newer storylines, partially because there's two reasons. They're currently being written so they could be altered for whatever is necessary for the screen. And two, they already are packed with the ideology that they want to have there. So it's kind of it's a 2-for-1 there.
And they haven't learned that this ideology is not helping the films whatsoever.
Well, they're in the little
So
bubble, aren't they?
they're just going to carry on doing it. You know, I'm sure they had a good time at the party, the after party for Indiana Jones and the whatever. And they're all laughing and drinking and stuff. You know, it's the usual shit, isn't it? But we don't appreciate what they're making. So
I don't think Appion. I think Appion is triggered by KK.
Yeah, I think
They've-
so a little bit.
And they've basically completely like lost the casual market too. That's the
Yeah.
problem is you, like I said earlier, you've stopped appealing to the people who actually cared about your product beforehand, and now you've lost your new audience. They've moved on to the next thing, which is what happens every time.
Yeah, they've moved on to the next thing to destroy, haven't they?
I got the feeling that the powerful hitters, they're just waiting for this thing to blow up, and so they can just come back in, like Scorsese and Spielberg and all the rest of them. They're just waiting because they've been really quiet, those people, and they're quite powerful people in Hollywood.
Yeah,
They've
but why
been
would they want to
incredibly
see
quiet.
that? They're George Lucas's friends, you know?
George
I
Lucas
don't-
doesn't give a shit.
I know,
He
but
don't
I
care.
don't think they would want to see something that their friend created get
No,
destroyed.
no, but you've heard. I've seen George Lucas interview. He doesn't care about Star Wars anymore.
yeah.
He really doesn't give a shit about Indiana Jones and Star Wars anymore. He's literally separated himself from it. That's why if he did, you'd hear him. He'd be at the screening. It'd be behind his
wasn't
scenes telling
invited,
them
was
how bad it is and stuff. But he's nowhere near it.
Here you go, folks. Smilex asking the tough questions. Who has the biggest testicles in that picture?
I don't know, but she definitely has the broadest shoulders.
Yeah, she
That's
does.
true.
It's Kennedy. It's Kathleen Kennedy by default because she has Marshalls in a jar. So
There you go. Good one.
Ah,
Kathleen Kennedy's got the flabbiest neck, though, isn't she? So,
Yeah.
well,
there
she's
you
Got
go.
that
70.
reverse Adam's apple, bro.
I think it was a birthday.
She
was it a
tucks.
couple? Was it
That's
a couple
right.
of weeks ago?
that?
70. It was her birthday a couple of weeks ago. 70. I
Hmm.
think her birthday is the day after. I think it's the 5th of May. Ironically,
Why does it look like she does testosterone replacement therapy?
Oh yeah. Good question.
Like, why is she jacked? And a 70-year-old woman,
Jacked, as in
like she has muscles. Look at her
She's
fucking
got the-
shoulders.
she's
she
got
goes-
the
she
money.
goes to the
honestly,
gym.
she has a physique I stride towards.
Yeah,
So it's like
She goes to the
70 years old,
gym.
folks.
She's
no,
probably got
her
a home
birthday
gym.
is June 5th. June 5th.
Okay, but she can afford to go to the gym, but she can't
Exactly.
fix her turkey neck or her fine lines.
I'm just saying she's got a lot of testosterone for a 70-year-old woman. But
Quote unquote
Wow.
woman.
just saying.
It's like she's
So's
she's
Dylan
in better shape
Mulvaney.
than me.
Whoa! Who said that name?
Moving
The
on.
boss.
I think Brownie was
was-
just like, that's it. Let's just
That was
demonetize
one
it
of
now.
my.
and-
That was one of my best thinking man's.
You just
The
like
ins-
that name, Brown,
intrusive
because it has
thoughts.
Faney in it.
Moving on.
Brownie's just like, if I get it demonetized, I can't be upset with anybody.
Oh God! From one to the next. Are you kidding me? What is this?
Lucasfilm president. By the way, it's a KK special, folks. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy says upcoming Rey film. Well, question: does the galaxy need the Jedi anymore?
What a surprise.
I seriously thought that, like, because I was looking down, I thought you were going to say, does the galaxy need men anymore? I thought it was going to be what the actual.
No, that's what they're saying.
Isn't it?
Well,
That's
yes,
what they're
that's what it
saying.
is. That's what it
That's what they're
is.
saying. Yep.
Z, any thoughts on this?
Kathleen Kennedy just cannot read the room at all. When they announced a Rey movie was coming out, somebody did a poll which went, "Is a new Star Wars Rey film a good idea?" 339,000 people voted in this,
What?
and 84% of them said no. So if they go forward with this, it is going to be a car crash of catastrophic proportions. So I say do it. Go ahead, do it.
Here you go, punchable face. Somehow Palpatine is returning again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Does
was so
anybody
upset when-
either here or in the chat want to see another Rey movie?
Nobody
God,
in the
no.
chat.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
When they
And-
gave her the yellow lightsaber, I was so upset because that was always the one I chose in like
Uh,
Knights of the Old Republic because
nope.
nobody ever had it in a movie. It's like retroactively, I'm pissed off at my younger self now.
Here you go. We know this person, Demon Scythe Synthwave, in the chats. After looking at that lightsaber, I have a sudden urge to go take a pee.
There's a streak of piss, isn't it?
She stole that, didn't she?
stole everything, didn't
She
she?
stole
Yeah.
the last name. She stole everything.
Yeah.
Millennium Falcon.
Couldn't do
Yeah,
anything
everything.
on her own. Had to take something from everyone in order to be quote unquote great.
God, the film was so crap. Anyway, shall we
Mhm.
move on? Shall
Please.
we?
and
Please
thank you.
move on.
Jay Goodwin says they should have given her a brown lightsaber. What?
Brown's lightsaber? Nah.
Oh,
What?
hello there.
Wait, like Mr. Brown's lightsaber?
Yeah,
All of
exactly.
a sudden, he's thinking this is a great idea. Oh, he's Brown's
Very-
in
it's, a,
favour.
it's a very large lightsaber.
Oh,
Oh, Z, are you available to read a super chat from the Bank of Hostman, please?
Nope, afraid he isn't.
Isn't he? Oh, he's on
Shut down for the night,
He's
apparently.
shut down.
he got rusted out.
Okay, Rennie, are you available?
Sure.
Please?
Hostman Socrates for $10 says she's trying to rip off Knights of the Old Republic now. The only difference is the Jedi almost cost the Old Republic a war in Kotar. The Jedi did everything they could to help with the new Star Wars. I'm sorry, man.
Well, that's the worst thing is that like up to this point they haven't really touched KOTOR, Knights of the Old
Yeah.
Republic, and it's almost like sacrosanct to like for like what they're gonna
Oh,
end up
nice
doing
word.
probably. It's the fandom universally loves that game, and as soon as they start pilfering things from there, you're gonna start pissing off even more people. I don't know if most people like you probably don't think it's even possible, but it is possible.
Well, it's weird, right? So they threw away the old EU and turned it into Legends, but then they still steal ideas from it or ideas from like the old popular games, and they're like, we're going to throw this out, but we're going to still steal
Well, you
things
can
from it.
reuse it then.
Yeah, and it's just not right. It's like you're going to piss on the fans by, using the old ideas as a way to piss on Star Wars or to shit on Star Wars, and that's just not right.
Yeah, honestly, I can't really add to that.
As a Star Trek fan, I feel for you guys.
Well, like right off the bat, when TFA came out, like anybody who followed the EU, like the extended universe, knew that Kylo Ren was just Jason Solo.
That's
That's-
it, right?
He was.
I thought
he
she was going to
just
be
Darth-
Jaina Solo.
Yeah, he was just Darth Cadus, just by a different name, and then they completely took him and bastardized it.
Exactly.
You go,
Exactly
Bishop Moore.
correct.
Rest in peace, Star Wars, Yulon.
And then, like Dark Hour, they gave him
Very good,
Ben's
very good.
son's name, or what's his name?
Well,
Luke's son's name.
Luke's son's name was Ben
Yeah.
Skywalker.
That's right.
Yeah,
was
like someone just
stupid.
said in the chat, Jason over Kylo, and that's
Yeah.
obviously, but that's exactly who they stole that from. It was they just took the one thing that they thought was cool from a storyline and then changed the name slightly and went on with it.
Because that's what I thought when I was
Dog
watching in the
shit, wasn't
theater.
it?
I'm like,
Dog shit.
oh, this is Jason and Jaina Solo, and I'm like, oh, no, it's really not, and it's way worse. So definitely agree.
Cultural vandalism.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Not really.
Knowing Brown, probably not. Yeah, there we go.
The rumor is that Dave Filoni, KK, is his mentor. Can you believe it? Is doing hair to the Empire for his Star Wars movie.
That's the second most revered thing in the Star Wars extended universe is heir to the Empire. So
Yeah, it's pretty well known and pretty well respected, and not going to watch it.
For the non-Star Wars people, what is
that's the story with Thrawn, which they're going to be doing, where he it's after the fall of the Empire. He leaves the galaxy. He assembles a new navy and army, and comes back in and declares war on the New Republic, essentially.
And Thrawn was a really awesome character, and I can't watch him get destroyed.
Thrawn was the only pretty much the entirety of the Empire, as you know, is just old white guys, mostly with British accents for some reason.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah.
Thrawn is the only high-ranking alien within the Empire, and that's one of the reasons why he was such a cool character. Is he transcended the internal prejudice of the Empire itself. That's how awesome he was.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be in. He's going to be in Ahsoka, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Last 2 episodes, I think.
Oh, there he is. Welcome back,
Hello,
Z.
Z.
You okay?
Yeah, I've been here all along.
Well, Brown called on you earlier. We thought we lost you for a second.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
He's got the quick charge going. I just need to.
He's got a restraining bolt. He can't get away.
Yes.
Uncle Owen has returned.
You're going to need a bigger X-wing.
But yeah, heir to the Empire probably. I can't foresee them doing it properly. Even if they had good writers, which currently they don't have any writers, so they don't even have bad writers. But I can't see them doing it right in that mini pocket universe for the Mandalorian that they're doing. It just doesn't fit right.
No. And knowing that Dave Filoni's involved at all, there's no way it's going to be good.
There you go. Apion, Ahsoka is the bestest ever.
I mean,
she was supposed to die in Order 66.
I'm not going to go too hard on Filoni. He's written some excellent animated series episodes,
folks.
But he just cannot write live action for toffee.
Which is weird because it's usually harder to write animated because you don't get the physical acting. You can't really tell a person face to face because it's all done in a room somewhere. So,
but you know what? I suspect that has happened is basically Filoni had written scripts, and then it has to go through KK, and then KK goes, "No, I don't like this female is getting, blah blah blah," and then she tells them to change it, and then she tells them to change it again and again and again until she thinks it's right. So that's why I reckon these scripts are awful. But
see,
you're right. The animation versions he did was really good. So I don't see why you can't write a live action one just as good.
I don't necessarily agree with that, Ian, but I just feel like since he went against what Lucas said, especially when it came to Ahsoka, because he's like, no, my character has to go my way. And the way he ended Clone Wars, I believe that Filoni literally is not all that he's cracked up to be, and he's always had an agenda of his own, and maybe it matched KK's. I don't know, but I don't believe that he's innocent in any of this, but I still love you.
I will say this, Ahsoka was actually a pretty popular character before the acquisition by Disney. She's always been a pretty well-received character, and they haven't done much with her yet in the Mandalorian verse. So if there's one character that he might really be able to write, it is that character, since he did invent her.
You go, Apion, the Clone Wars was his niche.
Yeah, absolutely. But back then he had checks and balances in place. As
That's
more
right.
people start to get dismissed from Lucasfilm, he works his way up the ladder. And again, you're talking about the Peter principle. He's going to get promoted to a place where nobody dare question him. He'll just spew out whatever he likes without anybody putting their hand in front of him and saying, stop.
Yeah,
I feel
agree
like
with
that was Favreau was kind of that guy, and then he just wasn't. He's just
He
not
gave
like,
up.
Yeah, he gave up. Or
Favreau wasn't
chased
there.
off.
It'd gone. Jay Goodwin, Filoni is like KK in that both are only capable of producing good work when being managed by someone competent.
Exactly. Jinx.
Okay, let's move on.
We actually moved on this time.
Yay! Moving on for real.
You go. This is where we need the Lord, but
Ugh.
the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power actress, is it Morfydd Clark, says Gabrielle will have
Galadriel.
that as well. Will have a life-changing thing happening to her in the second season.
What could she have?
Probably. Well, start acting.
Well, no, what could she have that's a life-changing thing that happens to
No,
her
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not in the books?
Is anyone going back for a second season?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm stoked for a second season.
Isn't it like
Money,
still like
money,
a year off
money.
from now? Like they're doing like 2 years between each season or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is
think
probably
that's what
backed
they
up
said.
even further now.
Because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Is she going to mysteriously get pregnant by her husband?
Right.
Because we know she has a child.
I'm not going to read that.
Oh no!
I'm
Don't
not
be
gonna
getting
read-
Brown in trouble.
I'm not going to read that one either.
Dude.
She's going to accept
Dude.
advice
Not
from
that
a
one.
man.
What?
This chat is so in tune.
She's going to take advice from a man. How
This
dare
is seriously
you.
the best chat in all of YouTube
S
fandom.
of power.
They are. They're fantastic.
Amazing
They're on
chat.
fire.
S of power.
I'm not just saying that because I'm very often part of that group either.
Yes.
Week
Oh.
13. She'll have a packet of magical onion rings.
That sounds delicious, actually.
S of
One onion ring to rule them all.
Melvin Deeply. Rest in peace, Calculon.
There has actually been a significantly small amount of Rip Calculons. I'm very upset.
Yes. Did anybody watch Rangs?
S of
Where's
I'm
that?
not a Lord of the Rings person, so I didn't really care.
I'm wondering what could possibly happen that, like, if she considers whatever's going to happen in season 2 as life changing, what about the stuff that happened at the end of season 1 in general? Like, that wasn't enough. The fact that she was duped and made out to look like a complete idiot and continued to lie anyway. Like, what other massive life changing things could you do?
How is that
Or-
even possible? Like Galadriel can like pretty much read minds. She's like almost a telepath. And how is that even possible?
She was duped by a Chad, who was Sauron, and then continued to
God.
lie about it and just accepted a ring she absolutely had no right to have. As far as the context of the story that they told goes, like, she's just a terribly written character. And if those things aren't impactful enough, what the hell could it possibly be for season 2?
Wow.
Don't
As
know.
a
Don't
fan
care.
of the books, I'm so glad I didn't watch this show. So glad.
I mean, I just you always hear like the actors saying these kind of things. They're just loaded statements to just get people still interested in whatever crap they're doing.
Yeah, it's
Her
true.
pet's going to step on a bee. That's what's going to happen.
Bigger folks, Iceman says onion rings are indeed great. They are. Breaded or battered, I will say. Didn't this actress have counselling after the fight scenes?
Yes, I do remember hearing about that.
Why?
Oh my God.
She was like
She's
she
a
felt
pussy.
yeah, like she was having like panic attacks or something from like
Oh, I
not
know.
real combat.
Oh my God. Poor
was what?
baby.
She was having like panic attacks from scripted combat, and
God.
I don't remember the
Oh, life
exact.
sounds
I,
rough.
Here you go, folks. Melvin, yeah, breaded, yes.
Well, I mean, there is stunt people.
Batter, yeah.
Didn't the stunt people do the work, majority of the work for her, or What? I don't know.
I mean, I'm not gonna honestly. I
Don't know.
I'm not gonna as a person who has actual diagnosed panic disorder. I'm not gonna make fun of it. But it is scripted, so like you do know what's about to happen. You shouldn't really have that happen, but it could have just been a publicity stunt kind of thing.
Oh,
Probably.
here you go. Oh. Week 13. In season 2, she's going to kill another horse. Poor horse.
Yeah, way to make your very dynamic, strong female hero look super competent by having the actress be a giant pussy and say that you had to go to therapy because you couldn't perform scripted fights without having anxiety.
You know the worst thing is a poor horse had to die for that shite.
Like for real? That's like a snuff
Yeah.
show or what?
Yeah, horse had a heart attack on.
Aw.
Probably after realizing which show it was on.
Yeah, so
It's like
I will say
Animals
rest in-
can't handle scripted violence either. It just
I will say rest in peace, horse.
Horse Elon.
You'll be
R.I.P. horse.
you'll be sorely missed. You died for that shite.
Poor thing.
Moving on.
Equestrian.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Speaking of
Guess what-
Calculon,
yes.
Yeah. I was
Guess
gonna
what's
say.
coming back, folks?
That's actually kind of exciting.
I
It's on,
don't know.
well, it's on
I think
Hulu.
It's on
Futurama's
Hulu.
had
On
its day, in
Disney.
my opinion.
yeah, when they brought it back that first time after I think who bought it out? I think it was Comedy Central bought it out. Maybe it wasn't really
Yes.
that great that first
No.
revival. So I can't foresee this being all that great.
The original run of Futurama was fantastic. So
It was.
funny.
It was.
Absolutely.
So funny.
I just can't wait to hear more lines of "bite my shiny metal ass."
Well,
a
at least they
great
got
line.
the John DiMaggio back.
Yes,
So at least it is the
the
original.
real Bender.
Yeah, so here you go. Just as was saying it, M Duke typing it. Yeah, they did. They paid him. Yes.
Yeah, the original run was
Yeah.
fantastic.
John.
And
I think it's John DiMaggio. I think.
no pun intended.
DiMaggio,
It
is
was it was so ahead of its time in terms of the comedy they were
It's
doing.
funny. It was better
Yeah,
than. I think it was. Don't know. I think it was better than The Simpsons.
I enjoyed
yeah.
it more than
I
Simpsons.
agree.
Yeah.
just kind of it kind of depends. There are some things I really liked about The Simpsons, but they jumped the shark a long time ago.
Here you go.
Hmm.
Calculon lives. Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you, Fiona. John DiMaggio. Yes, thank you.
DiMaggio, you had it right.
DiMaggio.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you had it right.
Here you go. Calculon's back. Yay. Yeah, as I said, the
By far
originals-
my favorite character is Zap Brannigan, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Stream killer.
Sorry.
Why? Why?
Why is he my favorite? I mean, he has some of the best
Yes.
lines in that show's history.
He walked around in his underwear. It was just weird after a
It
while.
was like
It's
the killbots. It was
His
like
little
the killbots had a preset kill counter, so I just marched a bunch of my men to die until they reached that limit, so we won the war. Like stuff like that is just fantastic.
Okay. I will say, chat, favorite character from Futurama panel movie. Favorite character.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I don't even remember. I can't speak to it. I don't even remember.
Rennie.
Bender, always Bender.
100% Bender.
Z.
Either Bender or Professor Farnsworth. Although I do have a soft spot for Kif as well.
Ian.
Bender.
Why not Zoidberg?
I like Zoidberg as well. I
Um,
like him.
here you go. Grant Parsons. Yeah, mine's Zoidberg as well. Bender's great, but I just think Zoidberg just had the edge for me.
Honestly,
Look
all
at the chat,
characters
though.
are
There's such
so
a good spread. Oh, sorry.
I'm
Well,
looking
who's the
at
guy
it.
with the who's the guy with the claws? Sounds like a
Zoidberg.
Jamaican.
Zoidberg.
No, the Jamaican one.
Oh, that's Hermes.
Yeah,
there
he's
you go.
quite funny.
Yeah,
as
I'm
well.
on.
Yeah.
Here you go, Tim. I like saying this, Hannah. Bender, of course. Melvin. Yeah, Bender.
Oh, somebody said clamps. That's a great one.
Andy, Calculon Bender. uninspired
Hedonism bot.
Bender, Franco, Layla. I had a thing for Layla. I thought she, for a
Leela.
cartoon.
Something about a cyclops with purple hair, huh?
Yes.
And it was played by
MJ
what's her
Zoidberg.
face? From
Katie
Katie
from
Siegel.
Siegel, yeah. Yeah, from
Married with
Married with
Children.
Children. They actually have an episode where she like marries like a shapeshifter, and she actually they dress her
Two
up
eyes,
as
yeah.
Peggy Bundy.
Yes, I
episode.
remember that. And he had like 5 wives or whatever.
Yeah, he had like 5 or 7 wives all throughout the planet.
Yeah.
Great show.
Very, very well written. And yes, I would give her one.
Just
Nice.
like one eye. Which was her apartment number, actually. One eye.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Moving on. I saw this on the Twitter feed this week. A 10-episode finished Alien v Predator anime series has reportedly been locked away at Disney since the 20th Century Fox acquisition.
It's probably violent and awesome.
And everybody wants to see it.
And manly.
Yep.
Allegedly. I mean, there's allegedly a 4-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith. Allegedly.
I mean, I believe that one.
I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of anime aside from like Dragon Ball Z and a couple others, but I don't know.
Really, I thought we would have heard about this while it was in pre-production and would have been getting stills during its production.
I'm not really all that shocked because the Alien vs. Predator movies were not well received.
Yeah, but the concept is still. I mean, it's a great concept. It makes a ton of sense, and the original concept was implemented in the early '90s in comic book form, and that was highly regarded. And it was a genuinely good comic book series too, the original anyway. So it's still out there. The idea of Aliens versus Predator is still it's a gold mine.
Yeah, I agree. It's a cool idea.
Why they didn't follow the comics?
Yeah, the comic book was so good. It was set up. It was like a film in comic book form anyway. It was cinematic. All they had to do was direct.
Copy it.
Just adapt it 1-to-1.
But they didn't. So
well, what I was going to say was, I do believe that that they probably were keeping it under wraps only to avoid any kind of like association with the old movies until it was done and people could see that it was awesome, if it indeed is. So they may have just been trying to like distance themselves from the crappy movies.
Speaking of Predators, Smilex in the chat. Disney's full. Brutal.
Or Predators.
Allegedly.
That's right. You know, I actually did enjoy the first AVP movie, even though it was not as great as it could be. But it was a cool concept, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah, they took elements from the original comic book. And I'm talking, there have been multiple Alien versus Predator comic books at this point, and they're all miniseries, but I'm talking about the very first one. They took some elements from it and then just kind of mutilated it. Because the director of that movie is terrible. He's the one who did the majority of the Resident Evil movies. He goes by Paul W.S. Anderson.
I was about to say the other Paul Anderson.
Yeah, not to be confused with the good one.
He's what is it? Mila Jovovich's husband.
Yeah, hence why she's in every Resident Evil movie. Easy double payday that way. His only good movie for me is the 1995 Mortal Kombat, which is not a great movie. I just love it still to this day.
It's a fun movie. It's not a great movie, but yeah, it is. It's a very fun movie. I enjoyed it.
The Brits in the chat are on fine form this evening with the humour. I won't say it, but the Brits are on fine form. Well done, boys and girls.
I'm going to have a Predator binge watch, I think. Catch all the Kevin Spacey movies.
Do it.
Oh
my God.
I was not expecting that.
Hopefully that will get past the demonetization.
He's going in the bin.
Along with Philip Schofield.
Easy.
I do agree with Cynic
easy.
though. The Paul W.S. Anderson Mortal Kombat is a guilty pleasure film.
Yeah, for sure. I forget
Yeah.
about Event Horizon. Someone said that in the chat too. That is also true.
Oh, it's a great film. That.
He has a number, like a few good films. He just settled in on the Resident Evil movies, which became increasingly bad as they went along.
He settled in on like they'll pay me X amount to make schlock. So yeah, I'm doing
Yeah,
it.
but
Schlock.
they
why
made a lot
not?
of money. That's the thing.
Schlock.
So that's what I'm saying. If something's a success, no matter how bad it is, Hollywood will keep paying for more.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
That's right.
Ironically enough, in hindsight now, with the more recent Resident Evil like movies / TV show, those ones are like so much better in comparison.
Also,
If
I'm
it
just
wasn't for
typing. Bear with
me-
me.
If it wasn't for Mila, I would not have been able to get through all of the Resident Evil movies because I loved the first one and I loved Mila, and that's why I watched the rest of them.
Yep.
I guess to go back to Alien vs Predator real quick though, like I have a feeling this probably would be pretty good if they did use the like Cynic was saying, if they did actually use source material and adapt source material. It's already there, it's already successful. Just use it.
I'd be watching it.
Well, in a nutshell, they are sitting on this because it's fantastic and it's what we want. And
It's
they're not
not
going to give us
shitty
it.
enough.
They're not going to give us it because we wish it, and that's it.
Yep.
Yes, but this is
Yep.
allegedly.
Yeah, it's probably got a lot of males in it that does male things and
Manly things.
Yeah,
Well, the
manly
hilarious
things.
thing is the original comic book stars a woman,
I know,
and it's amazing.
Mm.
And she's a minority character. You're checking all the boxes if you're Disney. So I don't know why they don't just adapt the damn thing.
Okay, let's move on.
Because they're stupid. Everybody knows that.
Moving on. Pixar, great company, everybody.
Used to be.
Yeah.
Elemental is tracking to earn 28 million to 38 million at its domestic box
That
office.
is
Has it been released yet?
Yeah, this has been
That's
released
not
already.
good, is it?
not
in
yet.
comparison, these numbers are worse than Lightyear at 51. This is going to be the lowest ever Pixar. The mighty Pixar, everybody.
The thing is, though, the concept for this is rubbish. You know, I mean,
Oh,
when
I
you
thought
look
it was
at the
cute. I thought
no,
it was
it's
cute.
not. It's rubbish.
Okay.
When you look at the other stuff that they've done in the past, it is. It's absolutely
Just
rubbish.
roll on
Come
over there, Brownie. Just like I don't want to fight about this.
But it's true, isn't it?
Okay.
I mean, like if you look at the other, like Toy Story is a good concept. In and Out is a good concept. You know, the majority of them are good concepts. But this one is just like, what is this shit? Do you know what I mean? It's like even the last one, the one with the jazz thing, that was a rubbish concept as well.
Pixar's been on like a steady decline for a while now.
That's since Lasseter left because he used to hug people and it's problematic. Moving on. Stream killer. Princess Fiona for $2. My new film idea: Illegal Alien v Disney Editor.
I mean, they would just get along though.
Yeah, they would, wouldn't they?
I was going to say, I think they could work out a deal.
Here you go. Oh, sorry, chat moved on. MG case for Ian's review.
Brilliant.
Shit.
Well, at least I don't screw around. At least I say it how
That's
it is.
right.
A man of few words, everybody. It's
Exactly.
shit. Here you go, Bishop. Pixar in the bin. Yeah.
So yeah, this movie didn't come out yet, right? It's just
No,
there's
June
predictions.
16th.
Oh.
Okay.
And
That
the man
same
has to be
weekend as-
water, and the woman has to be fire. For God's sakes,
Yeah.
that's not a message. I
June
don't know what is.
16th. That's the same weekend as The Flash.
I mean,
Ooh, no wonder. It's
oh
not
yeah, it's
doing
gonna do
well.
terrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
Ian though. I mean, water is very important. So I don't know that's saying that the man is extremely important.
Why is
in this.
water wet?
It's
Good.
gonna
Exactly.
without
That's what I'm saying.
Oh
It's-
my
and
goodness.
men are wet, and women are fucking hot. And
Men are
awesome
wet
and
now.
Stuff.
Um,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Men are damp.
as if we can't see it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're gonna be really clever here. No, you're not. We can
Honestly,
see
I
it.
don't really think there's
There you
a
go.
lot of
Bishop Moore, love a good hug. So did John Lasseter, but it got in the boot.
Ooh.
I don't think that there's like too much
I think
subliminal
it's only a
messaging
matter
in
of
the
time
fact that
before
he's water, by the way.
it's only a matter of time before nobody's allowed to touch.
I hear you. Sorry, even though people are speaking over you, I hear you. You know, I hear you. Definitely hear you.
Oh, sorry.
But that's all right. I mean,
That was
as I
it was
say,
my fault. It was
I think he's got a point. So you know, yeah, I should hear him. Definitely.
Oh, I was just saying I don't think that there's really all that much like subliminal messaging in the fire water thing. I like maybe there's if I see the movie and there's like clearly, you know, things being said about it where like it's like, oh yeah, you know, the water people, this, that, and the other thing. Who knows what they can go with that? But I don't think that it's really taking a pop shot at men. Water is extremely important. It's
Do you know,
The color blue, that's cool.
well, it used to be. I really do love our chats because everybody brings something to the table. I just love it. You go, happy on. H2O is important for pH balance. Andy, I'm not going to read that. Fiona, yeah, we are mildly moist. Yeah. Moving on.
Look, if somebody has
Chat
problems with people that wear men that wear pink shirts, they have a problem with me. I'm just saying, Appion out
Do
there.
you wear pink shirt?
I have like at least 5 or 6 different pink shirts.
Or is it
Yes.
salmon?
Oh, that's
Or is it
lovely.
salmon?
Yeah, salmon. Some men can get away with wearing salmon.
Multiple of my pink
Yes.
shirts do say like jujitsu like stuff on them, so it does
Oh.
actually help that says that. But
Okay. So they've released it the wrong weekend,
Yes.
and nobody would have gone to see it anyway. Or would they?
What happened? What
I don't
happened to
know.
Pixar?
I don't know, mate.
It's like
Disney.
Disney doesn't care about them.
Yeah, Disney happened.
Apple will buy Pixar.
That might be
It'll go
a good
full
place
circle.
for them to end up.
They'll go
Yeah.
full circle and they'll get Lasseter back. That's if he wants to go. He'll go full circle, go back to Apple.
yeah,
Well,
I'm
you heard
trying
it
to
here
think
first.
like when Pixar took their downturn.
Well,
I think it was-
it's weird. It's like they started getting dumped on Disney Plus, their movies.
No, it was
And
during
then-
the pandemic. That's when because they were releasing one film and then they just put it on streaming, didn't they? I can't remember which one it was. What
It
film it was?
started there, but even last year, not that I liked this movie, but the movie Turning Red was
Yeah, it was
released on the
rubbish.
streaming service too, and it was not a good movie. But still, like it's just it's like they're disposable to Disney. They purchased them so they wouldn't be a competitor, and then just like let them produce shit. It's weird.
Oh, going
Here you go,
back to the
folks.
80s.
Princess Fiona, for your information, the Chinese word for loose women translates into fire cave.
Huh.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Very
on
good,
that
Princess. Very
bombshell-
good.
Yes, on that bombshell, we'll move on.
Yeah, please.
Oh,
Emma Stone was reportedly approached to star as Sue Storm in Fantastic Four, but negotiations are said to have fell through due to pay.
well, she is a big star, so pay her what she's worth. That's all
Yeah.
I can say.
She's kind of had a downturn though. She hasn't really been in much ever since.
I was going to say, I don't think she's
Cruella.
as worth anymore as she thinks she's worth.
No, she's still got it. She's still a star. People
Genuinely,
recognise her.
genuinely funny person.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
Genuinely funny.
and she's got
You
red
just have
hair.
a thing for redheads, Brown.
She's got red hair.
No, I just
Yeah, but Sue
have a-
Storm's blonde.
I know, but
I've always found that funny, by the way.
she was blonde as Gwen Stacy, though, wasn't she?
Well,
So-
she is blonde in real life. She's not redheaded.
No.
is she not?
She's a redhead, but they dyed her hair blonde, and it
Blonde,
was
yeah.
the other way around for MJ in the
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst is a blonde that they dyed her hair red. It was always like a
Here you go, folks. Bank of Hostman. Emma Stone is a 6. Smash whilst slightly inebriated. Okay.
I do like her. I think she's funny. And,
Yeah, she's funny
you
as
know,
hell. Yeah, yeah.
Says
I'm
her
not
real
against-
hair color is blonde.
Oh, so it is
What's your
blonde.
real hair
Via
color,
Google,
Blue Man?
like dark brown.
I do like
Princess
her.
Fiona, she's magnificent. Yeah, I think she's magnificent.
In that
too.
particular picture of Sue Storm, she looks very close to her too. So like that would have worked really well.
She looks like the Sue Storm picture there looks like somebody out of Coronation Street about 20 years ago. One of the Battersby girls.
I just don't think they're ever going to be able to get the Fantastic Four
That's from
right. So it doesn't
Brit.
matter who you cast. It's just
Nah.
it's cursed. I don't
It's
think it's going to
a
happen.
it's a husband and wife, so that's not going to work.
Yeah.
But he is a
It's-
very like he doesn't like he's a neglectful husband. A lot
Husband
of the
and
time.
wife.
It's just not going to work because it's everything that they don't want to push nowadays. It's just not. And like, what are you going to do? Race swap them too? Like, it's
Well, they did
It's-
that.
Yeah, they did
You
it.
go, folks. Franco, out of 10, I'd give a 1.
Thing is, though, Sue Storm. I mean, even though in the comics she did kind of
Yeah,
stray a bit, but
curtains.
Sue Storm understood Mr. Fantastic. Reed Richards understood that it was bigger. The stuff that he was doing is bigger than their marriage. That's what I understood. But you know,
Yeah.
It's a married couple then.
Yeah.
well, they got married. They didn't
So
start
could
off
Rennie
married.
and Tyrone star?
Absolutely, Tyrone
Yes.
could make a
Do
good
it.
Mr. Fantastic, and she
That's
could make
right.
a good.
Well, they'd have to get divorced and then remarried in the
That's
movies.
right,
so-
absolutely.
Who'd wear the trousers though?
I think
I
they
let
both
my,
wear
As if,
trousers.
as if we don't know.
I was gonna say I let my husband wear the pants, but
Did
we
you-
actually
I
have a
let him.
Kinky.
See that? Did you?
Kinky.
and they are stretchy pants, apparently.
Exactly.
because Mr. Fantastic is stretchy.
One of the reasons why it's hard to adapt Fantastic Four too, not only because of like the 1960s family dynamic sensibilities, it really is like the most comic of comics.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to take some of their storylines and make them make sense for the big screen.
You
Can
go,
be
folks.
done,
Time
though.
Profit. FF is about family.
So is
And yeah, but women aren't supposed to have families nowadays. Didn't you see Peter Pan and Wendy?
Or be attractive on screen.
Cynic.
I'm
But
just
the thing is,
saying
though,
that's
don't be like
that's a
that.
Disney product,
Yeah,
and
don't
that's
be
what
like
they're pushing.
Don't be
So
like that.
Lizzo for Sue Storm then?
Yeah, maybe a Lizzo for the Thing.
Not much CGI required there.
That's right, just a little makeup.
Just a bit of orange paint and away you go.
Yeah, there you go.
They really have spoiled Marvel, because you remember when they first, maybe you guys don't remember because I'm a lot older, but when they first had a comic out, The Thing versus the Hulk, I lost
yeah.
my mind on
Oh,
that
yeah,
comic.
that's-
You know what I mean?
Badass,
Now you can't even do that because the Hulk is such a pussy, and I don't know what
He's
what-
the professor now.
I don't know. I don't know what the thing is going to be. So it's ridiculous.
Here you go, Princess Fiona. It's been said a million times. The Incredibles is the best
It is.
movie.
It really
It
is.
yeah.
It's
That
the
can
closest
be
you're ever
done.
going to get to it. Yeah.
If they follow
Uh,
that,
Pixar,
it
by the
can
way,
be
folks.
done. It can be done. It
I
really
feel like
can.
the only reason why I literally was just going to mention Galactus, actually.
Yeah,
The only
Lizzo.
reason why they're even doing Fantastic Four is for the requirement for Galactus.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, if anyone can eat planets, it's going to be Lizzo.
So you're saying Lizzo for Galactus?
And come
Oh,
back
yeah.
for
Because
more.
she's
Yeah.
galactically huge. I don't know.
Welcome to the Body Positive channel on Mr. Brown Alliance.
We love the fatties.
I do
Roll
like
them in flour and find the wet
Emma
spot.
Stone.
Lots of extra holes created for fun.
Mm.
Those are folds.
Yeah, but they're like having an extra hole.
I do like Emma Stone. Though.
Okay, let's move on.
Ian's just like Emma
Yeah.
Stone, by the way.
Emma Stone. I like. Emma
Nice
Stone.
little palate cleanser there.
Mm.
Was it La La Land? I've still not seen La La
Yeah,
Land.
and I hated that film. Hated it with a passion.
So it'll be good then, yes.
It's
Is it
rubbish.
shit, Ian?
So
Ru-
everybody,
absolute shit.
so everybody else will like La La Land because you said it's shit.
Maybe.
Okay.
Take a look yourself, guys.
Mr. Brown's recommendation, everybody, check out La La Land. It's great.
Now you know it's
Moving
going to
on.
be shit. There you go.
Gui Ramos, hello Gui. Little Platoon, The Lord as Reed Richards.
Yes, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah, you could go around with a glass of port,
Yeah.
armed with a glass of port
Yeah.
and a cigar.
You can talk Galactus to death.
Yes.
Oh my
Well, that's
God.
actually how Reed Richards tends to beat Galactus. Is he
Yeah.
kind of basically talks him into
Outsmarts him.
he
Yeah.
outsmarts him a lot of times.
Yeah.
That's true.
Here you go, Time Prophet at Mr. Brown answers me. I wouldn't watch like. Oh, okay.
No,
Wait a minute. There is. Here you go. Sorry, chat moves up. Sorry.
it jumps.
It
Jumps,
does.
it does.
Disgusting film. Why did the
Why?
Mega Geek watch La La Land?
I was
Why'd you watch
forced.
a movie, dude?
No, I was forced. It was I was going out of a girl at the time. Well, kind
You
of
still
seen
with
her
her?
a bit. No, I'm not. And she wanted to see it, so
She
I
made
wanted
me
to see
watch
another
one.
film. She wanted to see that film, and I
It was
ended
very
up-
like quid pro quo. That it was like, you
yeah,
go see
yeah,
this, there'll be
more or
other
less.
things
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
future.
more or less.
And that was the
the
last
things you do
movie you guys
for-
ever saw together.
Exactly.
The things you do for the
That's so
Okay.
true.
Okay, shall we move on? I think we should.
Yes, please.
Oh, God. Hey, cynic.
This
It's your
absolute
favorite
chud.
man.
God.
Cynic, would you care to read the top lines of the article? please?
Sure. Bounding into Comics reported, and a lot of people reported, Zack Snyder accuses Batman vs. Superman critics of wanting a superhero romp instead of a movie you really need to pay attention to. This guy is such a chode.
Chode, he's a chud.
Oh
he's
my
he's all the
gosh.
things.
He's
the Brits,
everything
what does
but
that mean?
smart.
It might get you
He's a-
demonetized if we explain what a chode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, he's a
Right, I get
complete
ya.
asshole that thinks he's way smarter than he actually is, and
I just-
he reminds me of some artists that well, you guys wouldn't be familiar with them, but he's the kind of guy that
Get
did a
you.
thing and won't ever let it go because he has some weird cult following that thinks he's a fucking genius.
I really don't
Much
think
like
he's
yourself.
bad. Oh, damn. That was rough. Good luck getting into
Meow.
that one.
If
Yeah.
only I could make as much money as this asshole did,
I know.
then I
It'd be
wouldn't
great,
be
wouldn't it?
complaining at
I know,
all.
it'd be great, wouldn't it?
But yeah,
When
I don't think he's a bad director. I love Watchmen. I still think that's one of the greatest adaptations of a graphic novel or comic. Yes, they didn't include the alien, but there was no way to really make it make sense in this world. So I like what they did with it. I have the director's cut. I love it.
But
300
have you
wasn't. Yeah.
seen that? Have you seen that live stream where Cynic was on trashing the Man of Steel?
No, I need
If
to
you
see
listen to
No,
that, then
but,
you will realize that what you're
Now, I
saying
will
is
say,
wrong.
like Man of Steel was not a great movie, and you guys know I love Cavill as Superman, but just I did not care for what's his name, Michael, what's his face as Zod. I didn't like Russell Crowe as Jor-El.
Yeah.
You just didn't understand it, Rennie.
Oh, whatever. He's better off sitting around in a boat and fighting around the world, like they said at South Park. But like, I don't know. That wasn't a great movie. I didn't really like it. But Batman versus Superman, the director's cut, isn't
300 was good.
horrible. It's pretty good. 300 was pretty good. Watchmen was pretty good. And the Snyder cut of Justice League was really good, in my opinion. I know some people don't like it, but honestly, like the tones and the
Dog
story
shit.
that movie told was great.
Dog
I mean,
shit.
that's my personal opinion, and to each their own. But I actually really liked it. I was thinking it was overhyped. It was going to suck, and I went into it with a very negative attitude, and I actually really liked it.
Something like you to have a
Don't watch that
negative
live
attitude.
stream then. Just don't watch it.
So here's the problem. So like I do agree with you, and there are other problems with the Watchmen movie.
Here you go, folks. Just sorry, Dark. I'll just.
It's
bear
fine.
with
Go
me.
ahead.
Here you
I've cut you off like 3 times.
Uninspired has put the link there, folks. Sorry,
So
chat move. Sorry, here we go. Top modding, by the way, uninspired.
Yeah, you
And,
want to listen to that stream, man.
is it
It's
good?
hilarious.
There's
Absolutely
there's an
hilarious.
actual Snyder cultist. He admits it at the end too.
Yes.
And him and I get in I wouldn't even say it's a debate. We get in a fight. So if you guys want to listen
there was
to
there
it-
was
Is it
fisting
that
cuffs.
good? Is it that good?
It's so funny. It really is hilarious. I was laughing
So,
all the way through it.
Before
So
the
funny.
stream started, I was leaving a B-Sup live stream last week, and I was talking about how there was going to be one person in this next stream that is a Snyder
Oh,
apologist. And we joked around about the fact that most Snyder cultists say the movie's too smart for you, you wouldn't get it. Sure as shit, 15 minutes into this live stream, he actually utters those words almost verbatim.
Now, I disagree with
So
what
just
he
to set the
said.
tone.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back. I'll have to go check that out. I completely forgot that you did that.
Actually,
I don't
Andrew in
believe
the
it's
chat
too
was sending me
smart.
pictures of me and my face and my
Oh my God.
responses.
What?
Seriously?
No, he's because Andrew hates it too, and he was like, "This is."
You know, Neil, I hope you trashed him, cynic.
It was a
he
really
didn't
brutal
trash
fight.
him. He literally flattened him. So there you go. I mean, trash means there's something left, but there was
Thrash.
absolutely
Thrash.
nothing.
Oh, thrashed. Sorry.
Like, I
Nothing
don't think
left.
that Snyder's movies are overly intelligent or that stupid people don't get it. I think it's just all a matter of taste, and it's something that I like, but I'm not going to think that you're dumb for
I think
not
they
liking it. I
appeal
think
to a
that's a
lot of
horrible
stupid people.
mentality.
Right, and that's a way to approach that kind of thing. Like, hey, I
Yeah.
like this movie. It's a taste thing. It might not be for you. Like, that's cool. But
Exactly.
to literally say that it's fucking highbrow cinema, you are
Yeah,
an
no,
asshole,
that's
and
dumb.
you cannot actually argue that
Triggered
point.
everybody.
That's so true, man. You get me
Anyway,
on this
about Watchmen. Since I was, I don't even remember what my point was at this.
Well,
no,
while
it's a
you're
good
remembering,
movie.
I will say Franco has posted a link to Nerdy Film Girl.
Yeah, she's
channel.
awesome. So check her
He
stuff
didn't
out.
post a link to my channel though.
It's in the
It's in the
description. bro.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Dark Hour, say what you were going to say about The
so-
Watchmen. Did
so
you
what I
think
was
it was a
gonna say
good
was-
adaptation?
So
or
there was problems with it. There was things that they didn't get because it was very like base level stuff that that without the context doesn't work. But when it comes to adaptations, it is one of the more solid ones.
Well done, Princess.
Problem was because it was a successful adaptation, he figured he could apply that formula to pretty much any superhero.
I think that's a fair assessment.
It also worked for 300 because 300 has a similar kind of tone to it of like, of being darker. But you
Yes.
can't apply that to Superman. You can't apply that to Man of Steel.
Yeah, I mean, you can apply it to Batman and you can apply it to Watchmen. But yeah, I agree with you on that front.
This is a perfect example of someone who thinks that because they have themes, it automatically makes for perfect execution. Like the movie is good because
Triggered
I
everyone.
had ideas, guys. Like, wow, great. Most things have ideas and undertones,
Triggered.
but this asshole thinks an undertone not only makes the movie good, but misses the fact that his undertones are overtones. They're not even, they're so blunt and right in front of your face. There's nothing clever about any of his movies.
Brown, you're so evil for that.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
I'm just thinking.
I was joking.
Occasionally, I think, shall we do a review?
Well, if
Of
you got
the
Cynic
movie.
on, I'd be laughing my head off. That'd be
Would you enjoy
hilarious.
that, Matthew, my friend?
I would love it. Shitting on Zack Snyder is a pastime for me.
So,
So-
I'm only going to do one movie then. Which one do you want to do?
Man of Steel.
Mhm.
No.
No, not that one. again.
Snyder Cut.
Yeah, Snyder Cut. Sure. Holy, that's a 4-hour.
Well,
shit show.
if we do Snyder Cut, we're going to have to do it. We'll do it in acts.
You got to do it in
Yeah.
4
Well,
blocks.
don't forget
I'm
that
down.
45 minutes of the movie is just slow motion. So
Yeah, just
it's
just
way
speed
shorter
up
than
that
you
Yeah,
think.
but you know,
Yeah.
Brown takes a freaking screenshot of everything. So you could be slow-mo running
at
and
that.
it's like, oh, look, he took another
Look at
step.
that. Here you go. Jaden says, see, I'd be up for that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
partial
Does
gonna
it
be-
have to be in the DCEU?
Yeah, I'm partial to.
I do
Batman
like
v-
the director's
Yeah.
cut of BVS myself, but like I said, I think it's a taste thing, and I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and I do like Ben Affleck as Batman, and I like Henry Cavill as Superman. Sure, some of the execution sucked, but and I will say Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Oh my God.
Horrible choice,
Terrible.
absolutely horrible choice. But I did like a lot of aspects of that movie.
And the problem I have with that movie is that
Is it
there are
shit?
scenes that does not make any sense logically, and for that, I think it's a shit movie.
I understand.
Yeah, so it's so if you were to argue, it's like when you guys give me crap about the Batman, right? Like I see your criticisms of it, but I
Yeah.
really enjoy the movie and I can point to its, to the things that it does very well. But I don't tell you guys like, well, it's just way above your heads. That's why you don't get it, you fools.
Yeah, you would have
That
gotten
is the
kicked out of the
typical-
group chat.
That is the typical argument of any criticism of his bullshit movies.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, you're not going to get a Christmas invite from him then, are you?
Good.
Or me at this rate. So which one are we doing? Which one do you fancy doing?
Like,
Snyder Cut.
does it have to be-
BVS.
I'll,
Yeah.
It's a
I'll
compromise.
leave it up to you.
It's a compromise.
I
Okay.
Superman versus Batman or Batman versus Superman. Yes, definitely, because I
Well,
love to trash that film. That
I
film
would
was
just love to talk
absolutely
about the
awful.
Martha scene.
If we do the BVS
What did
movie,
you say?
you
Why did
better
you say
do the
that name?
director's cut, Brown.
Yeah, but the director's cut no better. It's no better.
I like it better. And
I
Brown
have
likes
to
it
do
better.
this a month from now too on another stream, the same person's stream. I think Cannoli Sasquatch is the
Which
YouTuber.
one?
So this would
BVS.
actually prep. Yeah. So if we did BVS, it would prep me to tear apart it even better because I think that the defender of the movie is going to be back on that stream too.
Well, this sounds amazing. I think you have to. Yeah, we'll do it. I say we do that.
All right. BVS it is.
Okay, yeah. Uninspired,
Director's
pulling
cut.
rank. Yeah, BVS directors. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
okay.
I'm definitely tuning in to watch you tear shreds. I I really love that sort of thing.
I was
So, yeah.
also not in the mood to be streaming that day too, so it was,
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
shit.
So, like, my husband's used to watching me destroying people either on the
You
phone or in
married?
person at work. And so this is your job and this is what you're doing at work. So he's going to enjoy watching that.
Okay, we're getting bogged down, but we'll do
Bog up.
Time to
BVS
bog up, man.
at some point. I'll try and sort BVS out.
Yeah. Sort it out.
What's this?
This is for the Trekkies. Somebody posted this. Matt Kadish. I just thought I'd put it down. CBR,
No,
which
it's
is a
not.
proper shill.
What?
Star Trek Into Darkness is a better movie than fans remember.
No, it's
I
not.
should-
It's rubbish.
I showed that slide to Tyron earlier and he was like, what?
It's absolute rubbish. I mean, oh God's sakes, what are these people like? I mean, look, you know what? I don't care anymore. They think it's that, then, isn't it? What a lot of bollocks, really.
No accounting for taste, man. No accounting for taste with some of these critics.
Here you go. Oh, sorry. Guess what? Type moved. The chat moved. It just moved up so fast. I can't keep
What a
up.
fascinating thing.
That was a great one.
I like it, damn you.
I can't. You
You've
know what?
angered the mouse.
I barely even noticed the Enterprise there. It looked like just like clouds.
Yeah. That's when I did. Is this the one where? No, which one is this one then?
Benedict
It's
Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I was
That's
going to say
it.
fake
That
Khan.
was terrible.
My name is Khan.
That was terrible. What a load of rubbish.
I met, here you go, name dropping. I met, I can't speak. I met Benedict Cumberbatch at the premiere of Into Darkness in London.
Oh,
And I was-
nice.
And I was speaking to him for about 10, 15 minutes
Mm.
because I was sat at the back on my own, Billy No Mates. And him and his
Did you make a
entourage
grab in the
just
dark?
him and his entourage just walked up the stairs and went right to the back of the auditorium at the BFI, Ian, and
right.
just sat directly behind me. And I was speaking to him about 10, 15 minutes. Brilliant.
He's a nice guy. I've met him. He's a nice guy.
I will say, as a Star Trek fan, I didn't have a problem with this film up until probably the last 20 minutes, where for me the wheels just completely fell off.
Like, I understand why they did what they did to flip the whole, like, instead of Spock saving Kirk, like, or,
That was one of the reasons.
you know, they kind of flipped it around, even though Spock did technically save Kirk with the blood or whatever. But, like, you know, instead of Spock
bullshit.
dying, it was Kirk. And it was, I understand why they did that part, but it just didn't feel right, you know? Just didn't feel right.
The last 20 minutes, literally, it's almost like I could go with it up until the last 20 minutes where
It's unwatchable. I can't do it.
it just went crazy at the end. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's an absolute insult to Star Trek fans, and it's not, you know, after 2009, and then you get this, and it's just like, oh, what is happening to Star Trek? This is the beginning of it, and now I thought this was a bit of a meme when I first saw it, because I was like, oh, you mean compared to the shit we have to put up with now? Is that what you're talking about? But that's in light of Picard's, the ending of Picard, which I thoroughly enjoyed that last season. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But looking at, no, that movie was not good. It doesn't matter how you spin it and sell it.
If you was to watch Into Darkness, watch it up until the point where I think the Vengeance attacks the Enterprise and it drops out of orbit, out of the warp. Watch it up until that point, and it's a decent film.
But the thing is, though, this movie was an action film, and Star Trek is not an action thing. I mean, this went so far as to Spock fighting him on some kind of floating ship, and it was ridiculous.
Super Mario Brothers, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, well, this is not Star Trek. This is kind of Star Wars stroke Die Hard, isn't it?
Well,
like,
not just that.
No,
Have you
Super
noticed
Mario.
Abrams, like, Spock is a very emotional being. Like, I understand in the original Spock, like, fought it a lot, and you could kind of see it seep through from time to time. But this Spock is just like an anger-driven guy for the most part. Yeah. I don't like that, even though Zachary Quinto is a cutie. But like, I just don't care for that aspect.
I think he plays a decent Spock when he's given decent material.
Yeah,
but it just wasn't. But anyway, I also met. Here you go. I also met Alice Eve, and she was lovely. Here you go, Alice Eve in her undies.
Yeah, she said that she shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
She's Trevor Eve's daughter, isn't she?
Yes, shoestring. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Star Trek. If anything, they should have waited for the Khan story for Star Trek 3. If anything, this just didn't feel earned in any way. Yeah,
it's rubbish.
Well, up until the last, it was okay up until the last 20 minutes. Then it was just utter garbage. Anyway, moving on.
Not moved far, have we?
Professor.
No. Here you go. Hashtag Star Trek Picard has landed in the Nielsen top 10 for the second week in a row as the petition for Star Trek Legacy spin-off approaches 52,000 signatures.
What's the Legacy thing all about?
Yeah, what is that? I didn't understand what that was.
It's going to be a TV series carrying on the exact moment they left off at the
Picard?
At the very, very bitter end. Yeah, you will get occasionally some of the legacy characters popping in.
Who's in charge of that then?
Well, it'll be 7.
No. Who's in charge of the production? Is it Klutzman again?
Nobody, because it's not been made yet.
Oh, they petitioned for it.
It's been petitioned.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, gotcha.
I think it's probably going to happen at some point.
I don't really want it to happen, tell you the truth. I don't know.
Look who's back, everybody. He's
got the restraining bolt off him, and he's back.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Glad you're back.
Had a bit of a technical issue, but I'm back now.
Uncle Owen okay, is he?
That's why I disconnected, sir.
What does Aunt Brew think of all this?
Well, she likes to look on and hold the camera.
She's a female.
I figured she turned a blind eye and let Owen do what he needed to do.
It gets very lonely on Tatooine.
Here you go, folks. Average British nerd Legacy with Captain 7 would be good. Yeah, I kind of agree. If it's
Did you see that picture of her playing Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
Yes.
At what is it? Terry Metallis's place. It was quite a cute picture, actually. She looks like she didn't know what she was doing. Yeah.
Jerry Ryan still got it.
Trust me, I heard that all throughout season 3 of Picard. Oh yeah, she's still looking good.
Divorce.
Here you go, Smilex 7-9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what spoilt it. This is the Klutzman shite. 7 of 9 suddenly turned into a lesbian straight. Yeah, no, it's all shite. Yeah.
I actually heard as well that Catherine Mulgrew would be making appearances in Legacy if it was to happen. And I thought that would be interesting because 7 of 9 and I mean, yeah, 7 and Janeway had good on-screen chemistry,
Yes.
but the
Yes.
actors had some very bad sort of
Yep.
blood between them there for a little while, and so I think that would be nice because they have made amends since the end of that. And
There you go,
you know.
R2B2. Kurtzman still has his contract 26, so this won't get made. I think that is the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Maybe they might sit on it for 3 years. Trouble is, Jerry Ryan's going to
Not getting
be.
younger.
She's going to be like 58.
Yeah, but does it matter? Because it doesn't in the Star
If
Trek
it's
world. It doesn't
animated.
really matter, does it?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you have older captains, you have young captains. You know what I mean? So it shouldn't really matter because she's quite a good actress anyway, and I think she'll pull it
Yeah.
off no matter what age she is. So,
And there's a lot of untapped potential from Star Trek Voyager and Deep Space Nine that they haven't utilised yet.
Yes.
Exactly. Well said.
And I personally would love to see some DS9
oh
characters
gosh,
come back.
yes, definitely. I want to see Captain Sisko come back.
No!
Oh yes, I like Cisco.
I love Captain Sisko. I think he's brilliant.
He's
He's
cool.
one of the best.
He's an a-hole, but he's a cool a-hole.
There you
He's
go,
got a good
average British
backbone.
nerd. The older captain vibe would be good. Yeah, I agree.
But you know what makes me laugh? You know the guy who plays Sisko. He kind of reminds me of William Shatner because he has that same thing, doesn't he? Well, I better go down
His
there. You know, he
voice,
speaks like
kinda, sort of,
just
yeah.
just like William Shatner, doesn't he? I don't know where he was trying to copy him or something, but I don't know. Yeah,
That's a good question.
It's my least favorite attribute of his. I can't handle him. Cisco is by far my least favorite captain.
right.
No
Well,
accounting
I
for
think
taste.
Yeah,
He's
there's always
in my
one.
top 3.
I think I need to revisit DS9. I can't really remember much of it. I don't think I was kind of into it when it was on.
When he met
Perhaps.
Captain Kirk, you know what he said to him? He said, "It is an honor to meet you, sir." You
Oh,
know,
I remember
just
that.
like
Yeah, I remember that.
just
That was
like
a great.
William
The
Shatner.
trouble with Tribbles was fantastic. Yeah.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Let's move on.
Do it.
Right. Okay. Somebody posted this. So, name a movie you wish you saw in theaters. This is open to the chat as well. So, a couple of moments to think about it.
There's
Stream
two
killer.
films I wish I saw in the theatre, really. One is the Ipcris File, which I really love.
Only
And-
one movie each.
All right, I'll just pick the Ipcris File then. I thought it was a great movie.
Here you go,
Oh my gosh.
Melvin. Avatar 1.
Avatar 1.
Must be the only
Oh.
person who didn't see it in theaters.
I was
I
going to
watched-
say.
Avatar 1 on IMAX was incredible.
Yeah, I saw it in my Max
Back
as
to the
well.
Future 2. Yeah. Oh, look. Here you go. Alien.
Yeah.
Alien.
Loved Alien in the cinema. Loved it.
Alien.
Alien.
Deborah Does Dallas.
I saw that on VHS.
2001.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I saw it in the cinema as well.
Mad
re-released.
Max. Fury Road.
Oh no, I didn't like that. It was all right.
Mine, I did get to see eventually
Okay.
last year when the Matrix Resurrections came out. They re-released the original Matrix in
Oh,
IMAX, which was
wow. Oh,
that was my
nice.
first chance to see it in theaters, and that was
it
my
good?
wish forever. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was incredible in IMAX in particular. So
Here you go.
yeah, right on.
Milex, yeah.
Mm.
My second though is Halloween. The,
He was allowed a
the
second.
original. I would like to see.
He's allowed-
He was
I
allowed
wanna
a
see
second. I
Alan.
wasn't.
what would you pick for a second one then?
I think I would pick
Weapons
the,
of Mass Destruction.
No, the Usual Suspects, because I never got to see Usual Suspects in the cinema.
Here you go, MG. Oh, that's a good shout. Is that Maverick?
Oh, it had such a short theatre run, but I missed Dread, and I would have loved to have seen that in the
Yeah,
theatre.
Dread was great. Here you go, Spy Love Me.
Oh, Spy Love Me is absolutely brilliant in the cinema. Oh,
Close Encounters.
love that film. Saw that in the cinema. Dark
Star
Star saw it in the
Star.
cinema.
Laugh
Yeah, I saw it in the
when I
cinema.
tell you mine.
Silent Running.
Terminator 2.
No, I saw Terminator 2 in the theater.
I was like, let's see, I came out in what,
Dracula.
94? So I was like
Yeah.
5 years old when it came out, so I was too young.
Damn,
My
Time Prophet
film
thinks IMAX
was-
is a gimmick.
Well, he's
I mean,
never
it
been
is a
to the
gimmick. It's
cinema.
just
He's
it's a
never been to the
successful gimmick.
cinema, so he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say if I had a choice of seeing a movie in any way, it would be an IMAX. So I guess if it's a gimmick, like
Yeah.
give it
IMAX
up,
Dread
is
baby.
3.
awesome.
See, here you go, Bijou. I saw Dread 3D. It was fantastic.
I saw it in 3D as well.
So
Made me sick.
jealous.
I will say, when I was going out with my first girlfriend, we were going to the cinema, and the choice was Heat. Or
Oh, that's a
what's,
good movie, and I
yeah.
did see
what's,
that in the
what's the
cinema.
one with Alicia Silverstone?
Speechless. Clueless.
Oh, Clueless.
Clueless.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it was a choice between Clueless and Heat.
You should have gone with Heat, man.
Well, the things you do for love.
And now now you don't have a. It was a waste of time. What a waste of time.
Clueless I enjoyed Clueless.
It was
I
funny. I
liked-
loved
yeah,
It was a
funny.
fun film, but
Ant-Man was in it. Yeah.
He
Like
is
I
one of
was
the best
so
movies ever
like
made.
Cher.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here
I-
you go, MJ. Any Zach?
Znack.
Znack. Here you go, Clueless.
Clueless is good,
Yeah,
movie.
Heat. What a film.
Yeah,
It was
amazing.
good.
It's on-
Princess Fiona said Caligula
Logan.
in there.
Oh my God, no.
Actually, Andrew,
Cars
Cars 2 was a banger. Very good. That's,
Cars
that's a,
2 is horribly underrated.
that's a thinking man's joke, everybody.
See, I saw most of the movies that I wanted to see at
Apocalypse.
the movie theater.
Oh, good for you.
But I really regret because I was I was with an ex at the time that did not want to see Pacific Rim in theaters, and it would have been an awesome ride. It was
What, the
okay on
porn
home
parody?
video. No, Pacific
Pacific.
Rim, the
Oh, okay.
actual,
Right,
you know, movie with Charlie Hunnam, hot stuff. But like,
That was good fun, that. Here you go,
I would
Heat
have
sequel
enjoyed
on
watching
the
that
way.
in the theater. Good
Yeah.
popcorn film.
Yeah.
So,
Did everybody say their film?
I believe we did.
Yeah.
I can't even decide. I would have loved to have seen, I think, probably the original Matrix at the cinema. I missed out on that one. But I was thinking, for me, watching movies as a kid was a real special thing at the cinema because we got to rarely ever do it. And I would have loved to have seen something like Flight of the Navigator because I loved that movie as a kid so much at the cinema. If it even was out, I remember seeing it on VHS, that's all.
I saw it in the cinema.
I saw it at the cinema.
It would have been good.
I had just got back from Glastonbury Festival, and
Are you still stoned?
not
Right
particularly. I've just got back from Glastonbury Festival straight in to watch The Matrix. Fantastic.
Oh.
Well, look at
What a
you.
way to
Aren't you
see it.
special?
I was in
Better
the
than
right.
IMAX.
I was in the
Nice.
right condition to see it, if you know what I mean. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't understand any of it, but I loved it anyway.
You were
That's
like,
my-
this movie is so awesome right now.
Did you go with your,
Um,
did you go with your muddy
fair.
boots, did you? Walk into the cinema with your muddy
I
boots.
think it was the 1 year where it didn't rain, but anyway. come on.
Right.
Let's move on. Okay,
Oh, God.
so Guardians of the Galaxy Volume
Oh.
3 has currently earned 659 million worldwide.
Wow.
It's not bad, is it?
Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable.
I haven't seen it. I'm just kind of like, you know, I'm in no rush to see it, so I'm thinking I'll just wait until it hits D+ and watch it then.
Yeah. You could watch
At this
it.
point, you might as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true.
Got to go back and check our Cynic. We got to go back and check who was closest when we had our beats up.
Yeah, I said 750, and I think someone predicted 8. So it'll probably.
I might have been the 8.
Then you'll be the closest without going over like its Price is Right. Then I think it'll probably hit like 850.
Come on down.
It's not going to do the bill.
No way.
No, it's slowed down significantly at this point.
Yeah. And it really depended on the quality because of the fact that people genuinely enjoyed the movie. It held well week over week. So yeah, that's why it's gonna surpass expectations. But the expectations weren't amazing anyway. Like I was predicting a break-even point. So
Ian, you had something to say about the reviews that you've been hearing, didn't you?
About what reviews?
How certain reviewers or certain
No.
channels,
You know what?
they're just picking on the negative.
Matt, I told this to Matt on his stream, so Matt knows exactly what I said.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to
Which
repeat
was?
it here, am I? So yeah.
Just say it's shit. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Do you know what? I respect Platoon and Matt, Movie Cynic. I respect their views because mostly they're right. Mostly. They're not
What?
stupid, mate. They're not stupid. They know what they're talking about.
No,
Tell you
clever
that for nothing.
puppies,
So.
aren't they? I know, clever puppies. Aren't they?
Yeah.
Did you say you had a thing where a lot of the big review channels are just going on about the negative things about this film?
Yeah, I think I
instead of the
listened to the
positive?
review that what's his name, Critical Drinker did, and I thought it was very negative. I think Gary liked it and Jeremy liked it, but Critical Drinker didn't like it, and a few other people didn't like it, and their reasoning was kind of a bit crap, actually, why they didn't like it. But anyway, each to their own, right? So, if they didn't like it, didn't like it. But I thought it was really enjoyable, personally.
And I thought I gave it like the most balanced review out of any movie I've done since I started doing the channel. I really did. And the comments suggest otherwise because I was not praising it enough.
Yeah, well, you know what they're like. So, yeah. But no.
Here, folks. Newly got to his 1,000 subs. Uninspired reviewer. That's his link for.
Well
his
done.
Review. Yes.
Once more.
Congrats.
Okay. So, what you're saying is, guys, it's not a bad film, but it's obviously not perfect.
Adequately
not
average?
no masterpiece by any.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
No,
I
but it is
recommend it.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Yep.
It definitely has some like rewatchability issues though.
Yeah, I am kind of skewed because I had to see it twice in a 24-hour period.
Oh, geez.
I did not enjoy it the second time, but I was also going in there purposely trying to, pick up stuff. So
I don't think I can be bothered to go see it.
Wait for streaming. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's not like you gotta see it type.
But you know what, guys? Right? I just love the idea of and I like the atmosphere of cinema. Every time I go to see a film, I always try to book a 7:00 screening where it's going to be filled with people. I just like the atmosphere. I like being in the cinema.
Sure.
The community thing and watching the film and laughing together and stuff like that. That's what I love about cinema. But
see, I don't.
I have to see it in the theater usually. It is a whole thing for me. I want to experience it the way that they're selling it to me, the way it's supposed to be seen, first. Yeah.
I enjoy the movie experience, but I don't like being in a crowded theater because I always get the loud people that either have to talk on their phone, talk to their neighbor, laugh at parts that aren't that funny, and I just get screwed over with the wrong kind of audience. So.
The worst people.
Yeah.
Right?
Or you have a
talking about
that's like, hey,
Taiwan
I'm
like
trying
that.
to watch the movie. No.
No, but in England, right, they have this thing. Once, actually, this happened recently. I can't remember what film I was watching, and somebody actually used their phone, and someone literally came out of the cinema, went to the manager. Manager came in, spoke to the guy very carefully, and the guy refused to, and he kicked him out.
Oh, nice.
That happens almost every week.
Excellent.
I go to the theater.
Excellent.
Yeah, so you are
believe
clamping
it.
down on it. They're
Excellent.
clamping down on it big time.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so there's 2 slides on this.
Yeah,
So,
this I'm not surprised about at all.
The Flash is tracking to have a higher box office opening weekend than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And then,
I believe that.
Yep, I
if
believe
I've,
it.
if I've
So
got
do
my
I.
slides correct, 115 to 140 million at the box office.
But we know why, right? And it's
Because
not
of Michael
the Flash.
Keaton.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
because of the Flash.
All of the trailers are Batman centric. Everyone's going to see it for Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
Yep.
And
Well,
how
they
crap
knew
was
what they
that
were doing then.
costume look?
Can't wait.
I don't
That
think it
costume
looks
looks
bad. I
crap.
think it
Oh,
looks.
No.
I think it looks right.
It's going to be good.
Yep,
I think
I'm
the one
watching
on
it.
TV looks much better. The one
Oh,
on
you're
TV.
not referring to Keaton's suit.
No.
Oh,
Flash's
yeah, I was gonna
costume. I think
say,
Flash's costume sucks.
yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah,
Sucks.
it doesn't look great,
No.
but yeah, this is not surprising at all, because there's some genuine goodwill towards the film. The
Yes.
trailer was very good,
Yeah.
and what is it, 2 or 3 trailers deep now, and they're all
2.
revealing a little more each
Yeah.
time, and it looks good, and I'm excited for it.
Film of the year for me.
Yeah.
On
I'm
this
excited.
genre.
Right.
I'm wondering if like there's a clear delineation when like Keaton's no longer in the film at some point, if people just get up and leave.
No. I think it could be one of those things where, you come for you go to the movie for Keaton, but the movie is actually good enough to keep you seated and actually.
Oh, we already did this.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see,
phone
but
out,
I
yes.
won't be surprised if this really does turn out to be the Spider-Man No Way Home of DC.
That would be nice.
That would be great. I would love
Yeah.
to give this thing a positive review. So we'll see.
This will make the money on the if it is that good, it will make the money on the repeat viewings. So that's where it's gonna. If somebody like me goes, I'm gonna go watch it again, it'll make the billion easy.
I think it's gonna hit $1 billion.
It could, but it has to be good. It does. It can't be one of those movies that opens so massive and it's bad, but like the numbers are so enormous that it just crosses $1 billion just because. Yeah, it's got to be a word of mouth thing. Because remember, Batman versus Superman when it opened in 2006.
Just about to bring that up.
Exactly. It made like half of its money in its first 3 days.
And the trailers looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was totally sold on the Batman v Superman trailers, but watching the movie, my God, it was garbage. And I'm just hoping that The Flash doesn't do the same thing.
Totally different moods, though, because BVS really did, at least they didn't lie about the atmosphere and mood you were going to get with that piece of shit. It was dark and dreary, and it sure was.
Z, are you available to read a chat, please?
Of course. Tin Hannabom in the chat says, why? Billion.
Lord have mercy.
You're welcome, everybody. I think we'll just. Z, are you available to read the chat that I'm refusing to remove from the screen, please?
Yes. Which one? The same one?
Yeah, please.
Tim Hannabom.
Encore, please.
Do it again.
Tim Hannabom says, $1 billion.
Brown and his reruns.
I'm gonna
also, if this opens higher than Guardians 3, I think we're leaving out how sad it is that the Guardians has fallen and MCU in general has fallen to the point where this could open bigger than that.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, Guardians 2 opened to $146 million in 2017. So that is, and Guardians 3 opened to 114. That's crazy. That's crazy that it had that drop off.
R2B2 won't break 800. I think he means M, not K.
I was going to say, there's no way.
800,000.
It made 800,000 at the box office. It was a failure.
Yeah, exactly.
That would probably be the largest loss in the history of films.
Right?
Here you go, Atom, under $1 billion.
That's a hot take right there.
Do you know? I think if it scrapes through the $1 billion, it'll probably march on a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's got to get past the $1 billion.
Is it being released in China?
I think
that's
so. Yeah.
That's a huge determining factor.
Well, it's got no black people in it, so it should be okay.
Should be.
No.
Here you go. Uninspired.
Yeah, right,
1.2 is my best bet if the film is good. If it's bad, 850. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw the
That's fair.
trailer, the third one. It does look good. It's a
It
shame
does
that
look good.
it doesn't have Cavill in it, though. It's a real shame.
Well, there is
Yeah,
that.
they have Supergirl
Okay.
instead,
No
and that
way
could
this
be
Yeah,
makes
what a weird
100K.
decision.
that could
Yeah.
be a mood killer in the movie.
It's a
It's going
shame.
to be alternative reality stuff if he's not in it. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. Movie of the year. We've been banging on about this for months. It's going to be good.
Hey, there he is.
Joe Russo, whoever Joe is.
He directed The Avengers.
Oh, here you go then. Stephen
3 and
King
4.
and Tom Cruise were right. Warner Brothers made the correct choice, protecting the Flash for so long. They had the goods, and there are moments fans of every DC era will love. And then it just says Keaton, best Batman.
I don't trust any filmmaker that praises anything. It's
Yeah,
just,
also-
it's almost like a paid shill thing. Like, what are you gonna do?
Oh,
Be like,
man.
you are in this film industry. What are you gonna do? Come out and be like, that movie was ass. Warner Brothers sucks.
Yeah.
The director is terrible. Like, you're not gonna say any of those things.
Yeah, no.
I don't trust any of that stuff.
Adam
like
Gray,
they're
I can definitely smell shite.
It's like
Yeah.
they're blowing the marketing budget on bribes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they could very well be telling the truth. I'm just saying I don't trust early stuff like this. That is such a crazy amount of praise that's a lot to live up to.
Shall I shill DC and Warner saying that we've been banging on about how good this is going to be for the past
Don't.
6 months?
You're going to have all the Snyder Bros crawling out of the
Oh,
woodwork.
okay. Maybe not then.
See, Flash is good. See,
Two things they should have done with this movie. One is to have Henry Cavill, and two is to have the TV Flash in it instead of two of the.
Oh yeah, that would have.
Yeah,
been
that
a
was
good
something
one.
I was
Wait.
wondering why they didn't just do that.
Let's separate the actor from the knobhead, please.
No, I'm just
Well,
saying that's what they should have done. And then,
Well, no,
then we would have
it's
had
the
a movie.
second Flash is what he was saying, Brown, not
Yeah.
as like the only
Oh.
Flash. Like, one Ezra Miller and one TV Flash.
exactly.
Yeah.
That would have been
Yeah.
awesome.
the second Ezra Miller Flash is the bad guy.
Oh, the yellow Flash.
Ooh.
Yeah,
As the Predator.
if you've
The
actually
yellow-
read,
read the comic.
Flashpoint
Yeah.
Paradox.
Yeah.
Will this
Mhm.
make Snyder Bros heads explode though? Because it's literally made to erase any of and all of that.
They will all just
storyline.
disappear.
Yeah. That's
Like
what
they're gonna feel so contradictory. Like, oh well, it has my Snyderverse characters in it, but it's there to get rid of the Snyderverse. So no.
Mr. Snyder, I don't feel so good. Just disappear slowly.
Flash in the pan, folks.
I'll tell you what, though,
Yeah.
that toupee that Keaton's wearing
Oh,
really
yeah.
works a lot. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It works really well.
It's
not
mighty.
bad.
It's a mighty wig. I love it.
Yeah.
Very natural looking.
Mm. It's like they permed it before they put it on.
A
his
bit, yeah. yeah.
Are we all going to go see it? I feel we are.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Yes,
see it.
we are.
We've already
Yep.
locked in date night, so it's happening.
yeah. As soon as tickets go on sale, pick 'em up.
Chat, are we all going to see it? I know Time Profit won't be, but is everybody in the chat going to see it? I know I am.
You want to go nuts? Let's get nuts. Yeah.
I think that's an
That's a
unnecessary
different
line.
movie.
They should have held. They should have put that. Just left it out of the trailer.
Yeah.
but
Just
that's
kidding.
fine. It's all right. It's fine.
Remember?
Remember?
I remember.
I
I remember.
Ah.
Here you go. Oops, sorry. Chat moved up. Sorry.
He's the vulture. and
Franco,
he's-
no. Franco should go see it. Jay says no. Jay, go see it. Andy says yes. No, don't watch it, Andy. Melvin, onward.
There's a lot
Yes.
more no's than I thought there would be in the chat, so that's
You know what?
interesting. No
Listen.
criticism, just saying.
You know what, guys? I think we should just go see it. And
No,
then
I'm
at least
undecided. I'm undecided.
No, we all
I
should
might
go
go and
see
see
it.
it. I
Just
don't
for
know.
Keaton. Just for Keaton.
Yeah.
You know, just one more outing for the old boy. Just go see it.
Oh boy.
Just
Just
bring
go
him back as Batman without the Flash, for God's
Just
sake.
go see it. Just go see it at the place it is meant to be viewed, and then we all can come back here.
It's going to be a good
One-
popcorn flick.
We can all come back here and have a live stream, just saying how amazing it was.
We
yeah?
can either say, yeah, it was great, or oh, we're done.
all those people who don't see it will just feel left out, and I don't like anybody on this channel to be left out.
If
Moving
it's
on.
rubbish, then Brown's going to have such a red face, isn't he?
Well,
He won't show his face.
We can't see it, but anyway, I think we all should go see it. And no, I'm not shilling for Warner Brothers. Although if
No,
they
you're
do
not.
throw
You'd be a
some money
lot
my way, I
richer.
will take it. Anyway, okay, let's move on.
Yes.
No.
I think we're on overtime now, folks.
Yeah. Good night.
Yeah. See ya.
See ya.
Nolan Christopher confirms Oppenheimer will be 3 hours long.
I'm going to say it's going to bomb.
Oh, dude.
There's no way this movie bombs.
Is this Indiana Jones in Oppenheimer? What's going on
No,
there?
it's Cillian Murphy.
I will say yes, I'm guilting everybody. Go see it. Anyway, moving on.
Isn't he scared that he's going to get burnt with all that fire behind him?
Stop.
I mean,
That is a bad poster.
Yeah.
It is. It sucks.
It's a terrible poster.
Well, I suppose it's better than it's shit. Here you go, Andy. Can't wait for this.
It's shit.
Okay.
Looks like someone was learning Photoshop in like 7th grade.
Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? I tell you what, I'm not interested. I'll probably catch this on streaming, but I'm not interested in
It's
seeing
going
this.
to
Really?
bomb.
Yeah.
This
I
is
don't
not
know.
going to bomb.
Oh,
Twice.
Do we mean like legitimately
Can
bomb, or like are
No,
we
may,
making
may
a
I
The
pun?
finish,
bomb.
No, may I finish my gag?
Okay, go ahead.
It's going to bomb twice in Japan.
That wasn't worth waiting for, Brown.
No, because Cynic killed it. Killed the vibe, you know.
I hate my life. No, just
Look,
I
I love a good
everybody.
pun. Okay, I appreciated it.
See, here you go. Yeah, look, timing. They killed it.
I don't know. This film doesn't appeal to me at
It's
all.
Nolan.
I don't care if it's Nolan.
It's a bit at times, but
Nolan's a very privileged man. Even before he made films, he's a very privileged man. So I don't know. I don't really.
Gui Ramos. Love Nolan. I'd watch a 3-hour-long documentary on the production of Socks if he directed it. How many socks do you wear, Ian? It won't bomb.
6.
You're,
See, it's
you're
a
at an even
tough
number
one,
now.
Yeah,
Oh
even
my
numbers. Because you know what Brown's like when we don't have it. We have odd number. You just go.
that's
First
it.
of
I'm
all-
wearing 3 socks.
Yeah.
Screw
The
it.
budget for this movie was only $100 million, so it's not going to bomb by any stretch. It'll probably
It's gonna
make
a
500 million.
fortune.
Yeah, it'll probably make 500 million, and it'll be a hit. And there, that's that.
See,
I
I
hope
just
so.
don't know with Nolan directing something about Oppenheimer, like, you know how I just don't know. Is he going to make it a documentary, or is this going to be like a fictionalized thing about it where he has some truths and some made up stuff, kind of like what he did in The Prestige with Tesla?
There you go.
Well,
Or-
what about
Go
his
ahead.
1917 film or whatever
didn't
it
see
was? That was still a little dramatized, right? So probably in the same.
mean
same
Dunkirk?
vein. Yeah, Dunkirk. There we go.
Dunkirk.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dunkirk's a great film.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, really good movie. Yeah.
So it'll probably be like along those lines. So it's
1917
dramatized.
was a good movie, but that was.
I didn't
Sam
see
Mendes.
1917. That was the one
Oh,
I
it's a
did
great
not
movie,
see.
that was.
Yeah,
But Tenet sucked. So there you go.
Tenet was not great.
It's terrible.
But,
Here you go. Tenet, awful mess of a movie.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
think
messy.
Bear with me. Hold on. Who was it?
Don't know.
I'm being very professional. Was it Andy or Franco said he loved Tenet?
Oh, let's see.
Does he mean David Tennant?
It
that who
was
he's talking
Andy
about?
Moss that said
Yeah.
he effing loves Tenet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I quite like Tenet. Mind you, I'd just been locked down for a year, so
I think Matt Cat likes Tennant as well.
He likes Aquaman, so we'll move on.
Yeah.
You know what though? Aquaman was actually a really fun movie. It was ridiculously campy,
No, I
but
thought it was all right. Yeah.
it did that on purpose. So hey, I enjoyed it for what it was, but I did not
Yeah.
take it very seriously at all.
Right, okay. So I'm
Nerd.
kind of get the feeling that it's a bit 50-50. Some people who like Nolan will definitely go see this. I think I'm probably going to go see it.
I'm excited for it. I think he's a ballsy filmmaker.
Yeah,
so.
everybody
Michael J.
save your money for The Flash.
So
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox says that it's inevitable as a reboot of Back to the Future, which is interesting, isn't it? So,
But I like what he says about that. You
yeah.
think it's going to be a better way to tell the story? I doubt it.
yeah, that is true. That's absolutely true. Michael
I
J.
love
Fox,
that.
man, you got to take your hat off to him. You know, the guy's still battling on.
Yeah.
You know, a
Yeah.
lot of respect for him. Total.
Yep.
Agreed.
There you go. Agreed.
Maybe don't reboot Back to the
Let's-
Future, and you
I
won't
was
get
actually
shade
at
thrown.
that
They don't
Comic-Con,
need to
by the
do
way.
it. They don't need to do it.
I was at that
Yeah.
Comic-Con and I was so tempted to do the photo op with them, but it was just out of
Oh.
my price range.
See, I met Fox a couple years
What was the
ago,
price,
and his
by the way?
Parkinson's was bad.
It was
really
up there.
bad.
I think it was like 300 for like the full package for that.
What?
I bet. It was, I think, 150 in my area, like right before COVID.
Yeah, there's like a markup for New York Comic Con as well. Like
There you go. Never watch reboots.
That's right.
He's Canadian, isn't he? He's Canadian.
Quickly going back to the films you wish you'd seen at the cinema, when they issued the was it the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future?
Yep.
With the digital print, I went to go see that.
So did I.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
You could also see the copious amounts of foundation that all the actors wore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seeing old movies in like
That's how good it
updated
was.
4K.
But they
Yeah.
corrected it. They corrected it in the 4K version. They, especially the girl who was playing his mother.
Yeah.
In the Blu-ray, you can see all the stuff, but in the 4K, they've
So
literally gone in
fantastic.
and cleaned it up a bit.
So fantastic on the big screen, Back to the Future.
I have a huge beef with Pepsi over what was it, the 30th anniversary or whatever. So on 2015 they like released a limited edition bottle that looked like the one from Back to the Future 2. And I stayed up to like 3 a.m. to order one just to find out that they released it like hours earlier and all the employees walking
oh,
on.
dude,
Oh,
that
I
is
have-
not cool.
I'm not even kidding you. I have since 2015 I have not consumed a product that has that from Pepsi. I go into restaurants and if I go like I'll have a Coke and they're like, is Pepsi okay? I'm like, absolutely the fuck not.
I'll take
Oh,
water
dear.
and lemon, please.
He's not bitter, everybody. He's not bitter. He's not bitter.
I would
Dark
do the
Hour
same
is
thing.
not bitter.
I don't blame him. I would do the same thing. Yeah, right on, dude.
Oh man.
So yeah,
Moving
eight
on.
years running have not consumed a Pepsi product.
A man of principles, everybody. A man of principles.
Principals.
But is
Okay,
it
so-
true that Michael J. Fox had a picture up of who's the guy who was in Sergeant Bilko?
Phil
Phil Silvers, because he knew that was going to happen to him, and Phil Silvers didn't have it, but when his career was cut short, he was depressed as hell, so he knew that he couldn't have gone that way. And I remember reading about it, and he literally put a picture up of Phil Silvers on his wall just to remind him that it's going to end, and when it ends, he has to be more graceful than Phil Silvers. I don't know if that's true, but I did read it somewhere.
Yeah, folks. Actually, Andrew, Dr. Pepper bangs. Yeah, I like Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is independently owned.
Yes, and it is based in
Really?
Texas.
Yes.
It is,
Yes.
yes.
It's just that,
they
like in
actually
certain
switch
part of the
between
country,
distributors.
Talking over each other.
yeah, in certain parts of the country, it's distributed by 7-Up. In other parts of the country, it's distributed by Pepsi. But it's actually its own brand, and it is actually based, and it was created in Texas. So there you
Oh, I
go.
must have some Texas blood going in me then.
Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper, excellent.
Sorry.
Shall we move on then, folks?
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll just say,
Mhm.
here you go. Ohio pigeon, drink water only. Yeah, agreed. Let's move on.
Water is the base for all
And
service.
finally,
It's a belter this week, everybody. Okay, so, and finally, I will just say to everybody in the chat, please leave, obviously, if you're not pressed the thumbs up, please press the thumbs up. And also, at your convenience, leave a comment in the comment section after the stream. It really helps with the algorithm. Everybody ready? And finally,
Yep. Drum roll.
you ready?
Oh, what's that?
That's one
The
hell of a
main
picture.
gig. For me, low budget always means you direct, produce, and do everything in between. Stay creative, fellow filmmakers.
Yeah. Why? Why have you put this up?
Look at you. You look so cute.
Who's
And
that?
finally, bring something else on.
That's a deep squat you got going there.
Yeah, I had to get down to her level. Put it that way. So,
What are you doing there, Ian?
I'm directing.
It is you. That is you, isn't
yeah.
it?
Of course,
That
it's
is you,
me.
isn't it?
Of course,
Yeah.
it's me.
He's making sure to maintain a smart distance to avoid getting me too'd.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, brutal.
I try
you know-
not to do these poses, but they always
Yeah,
seem to
where's
get a
the cap?
picture of me doing the bloody pose. No, well, I don't. I try not to wear caps on set because it's not my thing.
Here you go. Actually, Andrew, it's a very good quote, Mega.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
where
sir.
where did you get the quote from, Ian?
It's me. It comes from me. I didn't get it
I
from
know.
anywhere.
From the
know.
heart.
From the
Yeah.
heart.
Oh,
There you go.
And it's stone cold.
yuck. What year was that, Ian?
Oh God, I can't remember. 5 years? No, coming up to 4 years ago. I think it was. It's 4 years ago.
God,
I had
you've
more hair
aged.
there.
How is Rebecca Gold 2 coming along?
No, it's coming. It's just difficult because the actors are giving me a hard time because I have to work around them. So I'm hoping that I would finish all of it by the end of this year, but it doesn't look likely now. So
Oh, dear.
I'm just pushing it, though. I'm pushing it as hard as I can. So
Here you go, buddy. Jay Goodwin. No, dear. I only promised to pay you £4 a day. Sounds about right, actually.
It
How
was a
badly
good
do you
one. A
want
few
this job?
down from that. From MJ UK 84.
what is that?
This one.
Yeah. Put on this.
Oh, dear.
So when do you think you're gonna have season 2 finished? Do you think?
Probably February of next year, probably.
Right.
I'm hoping.
How's the GoFundMe going?
I've you know
You've
what
not- you've not promoted
I've
it,
not,
have you?
I've not, well, not yet. I mean, I've got a budget and I'm using it, but if I run out of money, I'll definitely, ask people. For
So
some
for
money.
for the folks who are uninitiated, season 2 is self-finance. It was basically coming out of your pocket, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
your passion project, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a passion project, but it's a project. The thing is, though, you either hope that somebody will hire you, or you do something by yourself and learn more. I prefer the latter. It's all about me learning how to direct better and how to construct something better. Nobody's going to give me that opportunity. You know what I mean? So I thought I might as well just find out for myself.
And
So
what's the series about for the people who don't know?
it's just a continuation of the adventures of an assassin called Rebecca. Rebecca Monorat's her real name is.
Yeah.
So there you go. Mm.
And
That was a real good selling right there.
Well, the thing is
It's like,
that I
it's
can't
just
give
a
away.
continuation of something.
I can't give away anything because if I do, then it's pointless you watching it because there's a lot of stuff that happens in this one. This one's really dark. This season's dark. So
is that because you couldn't afford the lighting?
that too?
Oh,
Yeah.
Didn't realize there was a GoFundMe. I'm gonna have to toss.
I will say, folks, every stream I do, there is a link to Ian's GoFundMe in the description. So if any of you feeling generous, because Ian's self-financing this TV series, did you say it's going to be about 1 hour 30 altogether?
Yeah, it's feature film length, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
And it's gonna be in segments on YouTube, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's going to be for free. it's all coming out of Ian's pocket, and obviously, if any of you can throw a little bit of the old Wonga to his GoFundMe, I'm sure Ian would be very, very appreciative.
I would.
Even if you could share the GoFundMe, if you can't afford to give, just share it would be nice.
You go, actually, Andrew, we must fund all indie projects. Yes. As I said, the link for his GoFundMe is in the description. So,
Do you know, on Platoons and Cynic stream, we were talking about the tropes in cop movies. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you watch Bad Day, it has all the tropes in that. Every one of them is in there, but it was done deliberately, though.
Especially the green screen, blue screen cat. I love that.
Absolutely.
Here you go, Andy Mouse. Is Ian rich?
No, I just work really hard, save up. That's what I do. No, I
think
was.
somebody threw the. Here you go, top modding from Bijou as per. Check out Mega Geek's YouTube channel.
Cheers, and
check it out, folks. Check it out, and if you think it's any good, which it is, throw the man some cheddar.
I really do appreciate this. Thanks, Ian. I'm just if people want to donate, they want to donate. But by bitter experience, I realise that a lot of people have got their own lives, and to actually get someone to watch something that you've made, it's like telling them to pull their fingernails out of their hands. Do you know what I mean? But it's but I try my best, and I'm really making it for myself. Really, let's face it. I'm just because I want to learn, so that's why I'm doing it. But if you can help me,
well, that's what KK does, isn't it? Make it for herself.
Yeah. I have cute girls in it, so that's a good reason to watch it.
He does. He actually does. Quite a few attractive women in his projects.
There you go.
So there you go, folks. There is a link to Ian's GoFundMe, and obviously just check out his channel. Have a look at Rebecca Gold. It is pretty good. So if any of you feeling generous, you know what to do. Okay, I think that is it.
That picture.
Mention attractive women, then you throw that picture up there.
I know. What the hell?
It's that neck.
Yowza.
Okay. That neck.
That neck.
So that is it, folks. I will say, chats, you are wonderful. Always bringing your A game. I am truly honored. You guys are just so funny. You are the best. So appreciate you popping in and listening to us talking shit. I will thank the guests in order of my screen. C3PO.
Thank you very much for having me on again, Mr. Brown. A pleasure to chat with you guys once more, and all my love to the chat as well.
Great to have you on, mate. Mega Geek himself, Ian David Diaz.
No worries, guys. Thanks for the shout out as well. Cheers, Ian.
You're more than welcome. Everybody check out his channel. Dark Hour, cheers, my friend. Good to have you on, mate.
Thank you. Tried my best to not curse this time for you.
We've still got a few seconds left. Rennie, L, and Tyrone, thank you two.
Thank you for having us.
Oh,
yeah,
cute.
that was super fun.
In unison as well. I was sickening. Yeah.
Are they married, by the way?
Baby.
Yuck.
And good night to the chat as well. They're always hilarious. It's hard because sometimes I have to mute just because I break out laughing reading this chat. Is so funny always.
Yeah, they're pretty on point.
They're fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah.
There you go. Timing. Is Rennie married? Sorry. Bear with me. Chat moved up.
Is Reno married?
Yeah, Reno.
Yes. First of all, learn how to spell my name, and then secondly,
that's like the third time that typo has happened.
I saw.
Okay, and last but by no means least, the purveyor of meh entertainment, according to the Lord, old Blue Man himself, the movie cynic.
Thanks for having me back. It's
great to have you on, mate. Great, you've been missed. Great to have you back on, mate.
Thank you, and thanks to the chat. We love you guys.
They're great, aren't they? Beast's up tomorrow, yes?
Yes, Beast's up around.
Any topics?
I live Central Time.
Yeah. Any topics? Do we know?
We have no idea yet. I think we usually make the decision around like 11 o'clock at night my time. So,
Like
Dang.
2 minutes before you go on.
yeah, basically like right before I make a
I think
thumbnail.
it's usually on 10 p.m. UK, I think.
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
5 p.m. Eastern Standard in the US. Yeah.
I think that is it. There she is, the lovely KK. I think that is it, folks. We are back on Wednesday to do another Star Wars movie. Phantom Menace, I do believe. Stream killer. Stream killer. Hopefully, we'll have the same gang as we had last Wednesday for the Return of the Jedi. So, Phantom Menace. I think that is it. If we don't see you Wednesday, we will see you at the weekend. Everybody, have a great week. The sun is going to be shining in Blighty. Yay!